talking about flashing lights, baby. Flashing lights everywhere.
Niggas was saying shit about me. They didn't even fucking know me. This is my story. This is what I was doing when wasn't nobody looking.
Y'all don't know what goes on in practice or the locker room.
Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa! For those of you that joined the show on time, you know our mics were cut, but we were having a spirited discussion that we will get into later on the show. But
leave it alone.
Always great to be back here with y'all in the arena on a lovely Monday. El Negro's in full effect. We got about 5 to 6 inches of rain now, but we still had to come give the people the show they know and love. What's up, Gil?
How you doing?
Getting ready for Valentine's Day?
No, I was getting ready to golf.
Oh.
It's raining outside.
But it's
It's raining outside.
So this is Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. As always, we got the legend Gilbert Arenas here.
What it do?
Got Brandon Jennings back here with us, representing Tough Crowd. And Rashad McCants, the Dream Killer, back. Like the shirt,
You don't know what it
can't
means?
read it on TV.
Okay, yeah.
That's a hose,
Yeah.
Lion B.
and that's a bee, and that's a lion.
These be lying.
Oh, man. No. I figured that's what it's supposed to be, but wouldn't the B be in front of the lion?
It's elevated.
Dictionary.
Oh, because
You gotta guess. You just gotta put it together.
Lion
Yeah,
B.
just
I
guess
thought it was like a New York thing.
You can make it all up.
These hoes lion B.
These lying hoes. These lying hoes be. These be hoes. These be hoes lying.
You can go anyway.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. You can take any road, you'll still get to the
You
same
still
destination.
get to the same destination.
lions. Got it.
They be lying. That's it. At the end.
Here's what's cracking in the arena today. Joel Embiid is out indefinitely with a knee injury, but should the reigning MVP shut it down for the season? Trae Young was snubbed yet again for the All Star game. Why does Ice Trae get so much hate from the players and media? We will discuss. And Steph has been cooking, but the Warriors been cooked. Will the Dubs make a deal before the trade deadline? Send some help for 30. It's close.
4 days.
They better get to it. Send some help. He need it. But before we get into all that, as always, this show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. If you have not done so already, download the app. Use promo code GIL. They will match your first deposit up to $100. You heard that right. If you download the Underdog Fantasy app and use promo code GIL, you get a $100 first-time depositor match. And we do MostlyFans at the end of every show. If you send in a good question with your Underdog Fantasy username and we use it on the show, we will give you a $50 bonus to your Underdog Fantasy account. If you send us a video at mostlyfansgil@gmail.com and we use that video on the show, we will give you a $100 bonus to your Underdog Fantasy account. They do not need to be basketball questions. I repeat, they do not need to be basketball questions. We've got a very intelligent crew here on this couch. They're willing to answer any questions you may have. Just keep them classy or classy enough. And if you can't watch the show live with us on YouTube, we got audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. I'm sorry, my voice is a little janky right now. I was yelling all weekend. Multiple games. Big games.
Did you win? Did you win, though?
They be 6 and 7.
The big kids, too. The young
Oh, okay.
kids and the big
Them kids be 6. He be out there yelling.
Yeah, man.
Pass the ball.
Beat our rivals at the buzzer, had to let them know.
Okay.
They were talking a lot of shit.
The score was 6-4.
Had to talk about it.
Rivals at the buzzer.
Now, on the high school side, kids got smacked.
Oh,
with.
yeah, because it's getting the playoffs.
Yeah, you already know. Kids
Oh,
got,
my God.
what happened?
There's 2 refs out there that need to be banned from high school basketball.
Are they fucking up?
only work together. They only work together, and we've complained about this group all season. It started last year when they fouled Elijah out. They gave him 4 fouls in 3 minutes just to get him out of the game.
Tic-tacs.
Yeah. And then they did it again last night. Lucky for us, the commissioner of refs were there because they heard that they were going to be there, so they wanted to see it for themselves. But they tried to kick me out again for the 5th time. Like, I'm more famous than y'all. Stop. Right? Just focus on the game, right? No matter how much I yell, no one's kicking me out of the building, so stop.
You think they got?
Right? I went to school here.
You think they got something against you?
No, that's facts. I'm like, y'all over here like picking on a 16 and 15-year-old kids, right? Just ref the game, man. Like, oh yeah, why y'all, like they told the stat sheet guy, why y'all jocking him? He ain't that good. Right there.
The ref said that?
Yeah, just change the ref. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah,
That's cheating.
So they fouled him out for the 4th time. So every time he's played against them, all his foul outs have been the same 2 refs.
You know what you're supposed to say? Fade outside right now.
Parking lot.
As much as I want to, it's like,
Hey.
you know what I mean?
Gil-
There's a reason y'all are 60 years old. 60 years old still doing high school.
Talking about jocking him? Why y'all jocking him?
Because, everybody, because he hit the buzzer beater to send it to overtime, so everybody's yelling, yeah, score table, it's a good game. Why y'all jocking him? He ain't that good. Like,
Oh, he did not do that.
yeah, But it was a great game, win or lose. We played against the rival Nick Young's team.
That got
High
me
school.
kind of upset.
I noticed you posted a video, Gil. You were in Cleveland High School's arena. I think you surveyed the whole arena looking for a jersey.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. Is your high school jersey retired?
Yeah, I mean, he don't do jerseys, but yeah, I'm in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, New
right.
Hampton.
Yeah, that's up there, right? You know, it was like, yeah, these supposed to be the best in the valley, and your own high school didn't retire your jersey. I mean, it's Cleveland.
Like, they don't have anything?
Like, they ain't got your name on the building, not on the floor, like Nick Young floor. Youngins in town. They ain't got a section for you. The young section. You know, I'm just saying, to be the king, you're not even the best player at your school. Me. You know, I was just.
You lying.
It was just,
You
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was just looking like, yeah, ain't no this Nick Young guy. Wait a minute.
Do they have anything on the wall? Like,
No, they got like years people won.
Okay.
And then I was like, yeah, what year did he go to school? Oh, they didn't win shit in here, huh?
Damn.
Sorry,
They got his jersey at USC?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What they got, huh?
Nick?
At USC.
We don't support that school.
Long as he has his jersey at home, that's all that matters.
If you're a real one in high school, you retire your own jersey. Nobody's wearing it again. I'm taking it to the crib.
And as long as mom has it hanging on the wall, it's retired.
Proud.
You know?
Proud.
You know.
Proud.
All right, let's get into it. Gonna start outside of basketball. So
Got my crusty crown.
things got interesting with Adin Ross and 21 Savage during a recent card game when Ross discovered someone in Savage's crew was using the deck with marked cards.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this one doesn't have it. The queen has it. See? Look. See the 6? See? See?
Bro, what you
Huh?
what you wanna do?
Just get my bet back at 2K.
Alright.
Yeah.
I love someone was getting up jumpers in the background.
What were they playing?
I think they was flipping cards.
Some type of card
You
game.
flip the cards to see
Poker something.
which one is king.
Oh, just flipping the high card?
Yeah, I think
So why would the 6 be marked?
they marking with all the cards.
I think the six was not marked.
So just all the high
Marking,
cards?
the high card is marking high cards.
So Savage was down 400 bands, had won 250 back when the discovery was made. Should be noted that Savage offered to repay the full amount after the marked card situation. But you gentlemen, you know, you played cards in your life before, team plays, functions, and whatnot. Can you recall a time when you caught somebody trying to play you for a sucker?
On a pull.
Just in life.
I mean, I've heard of like
Dice game.
oh, nope. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I got we was playing college football. It was like 2006, maybe. And was betting on the game. And first game I beat him by like 60, right? Came back the next day, he beats me by 60. I'm like, hell no. You ain't turned that good overnight, bruh. Like, you doing the same move. Like, he just hike it and then try to throw a Hail Mary. So it's not like he changed his playbook to
But wait,
have to run
that's
some
college
routes.
football shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the college
Yeah.
football cheat.
Yeah.
Just throw it deep and he'll catch it.
But that's what I'm saying. So I know the same play you're gonna try to do. Let's get that, right? So I'm in the same prevent, in the same defense, but you catching all of it now, right? So I didn't even think about sliders at that point.
Sliders.
That's what made me cheat my friend. After I realized, so I started good, I lost and I was like, bet 1,000, bet 10. Same result, same move. He ain't running no play. He ain't trying to run.
Nothing.
I got the whole field back and he'd throw it and just catch it through everybody. And I'm sitting here like, hey man, let's go to the sliders. And then he turns it off like, nah, we ain't got nah. And then I wanted to bring my own box.
Okay.
No, so there was I paid me my money first. And I was like, oh, hell no. Then I had to Google what it is. And I was like, oh yeah, you cheating. You put a little code in.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like I can say if the plays were changed, bro, like you got a new team and y'all
New
running
playbook.
like play actions and shit. 4 downs, 4 Hail Mary. That's all he did. Yeah.
Cheat code.
Cheat code. That was the only time I got.
Nigga hit me with the loaded dice.
Ooh!
The Melvin, 7-Eleven. It's all in nigga
Man,
brother.
I'm like, yo, I keep crapping out. You keep hitting the point. Every time. He was switching the dice out. Niggas wasn't even paying attention.
Ooh.
I'm you talking about being down too. Like when you down, you want your face back. And so what the nigga did was, I'm shooting, I'm losing, damn, but I'm not crapping out. I'm just like I keep the dice. I'm like, damn, man. Then finally it's his role. I'm like, all right, bet I'm about to get my face back. Nah, I'm good. And then in the hood, we don't play though. Like, you got to give me a chance to get my money back.
Yeah.
Now he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm about to bounce. You about to bounce where? Where you going? No, we're not playing the bounce game.
So he pulled the McCanns on the McCanns. So that's where the McCanns came from. He pulled the McCanns, won, and got the hell out of there. Okay, that's what. Yeah.
That's why I started doing that. Nah, you ain't getting no face back. No rewinds, no retries.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. I was like, that's how y'all do it?
Take my win and get the hell out. Skedaddle.
Brandon, can you recall a time in your life when you caught somebody trying to play you for a sucker?
Not gambling, just
in life?
Just probably like women, baby mamas.
Oh,
I played like a sucker.
She got in and she got out.
And then you learn your lesson.
This is Black History Month. We were trying to keep the positivity flowing on this show. So have you ever been in a situation where someone didn't want to pay their debt? Let's say you want some bread off somebody and they tried to circumvent covering their debts.
No, I mean, not in the NBA.
Okay.
I mean,
You always got your bread, Gil?
I mean, everyone actually has money, so it's when you're not when you're not paying. Like I said, we know first and the 14th, right? So it's not like when you have like disagreements, then it's more like side talking, shit like that. It has nothing to do with the actual money at the time.
Okay.
And the Blu-ray games is if you ain't got the money, you put your name on the ticket. We keep playing with the ticket on the ticket. He owe you.
Damn.
Man, I need that ticket. And the rule was 24 hours.
You got 24 hours?
ATM when we land. You can get it at the ATM or in the morning when we at practice.
Wire that check.
Wire that check.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the year, it's damn near, you done washed the money. It's done washed out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You have somebody who like wins 25, 30,000 that flight and then go buy something, right, with your money and this came from you. Yeah, this is Christmas from you.
That's a
And then
That's a fact.
Oh, that's all that. Yeah, that's just to talk shit. Yeah, that's what I got off of you.
Yeah, got these new Louis.
That's a big flex too.
Yeah. That's what makes you mad, shit like that. You flex on him, but at the end of the day, he done lost the same amount the rest of the year.
10 bands. 10 bands. We going to the club. Bottles on
me tonight.
No, I mean bottles on Brandon.
Somebody ever flexed on you, they ended up losing that and having to give it back to you?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying like they flex a watch on you, but then they end up losing, they gotta hand it over?
Nah, because most of us want the money. We want the money. I got something else to buy with it.
Yeah. Got some work.
All right, let's keep this thing moving. We're gonna head over to the music side. Grammys were this Sunday. Jay-Z was a recipient of the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. During his speech, Jay took some time to call out the Grammys on a few things, including the statue his Queen Bee is still missing.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. Some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you made it, Rob. Some of you don't belong in the category. Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
So Hov also called out the Grammys for Will Smith's boycott in 1989 for not televising Best Rap Album. I believe that was the first year that category was created. And his own boycott in 1999 after DMX didn't get nominated for Rap Album of the Year after dropping two classics. You may recall It's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Neither one got nominated, but that's the game. And here we are.
They didn't even get nominated?
Did not get nominated.
Rest in peace, DMX.
2 #1 albums, Gil, same year. Here we are in 2024. Grammys didn't televise the best rap album again, and Killer Mike got handcuffed after winning that award in the arena.
Wait, what?
You didn't see a video of Killer Mike getting escorted out of crypto?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I seen him getting arrested, but that was where?
At the Grammys.
Yeah, he
What
won
was,
a Grammy.
what was he at the Grammys for?
He won
best rap album.
He won best rap
hip-hop
album, best rap song, and
Killer Mike from like
and what else?
early 2000s?
He won 3. Yeah, Killer.
He's still,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
he's still rapping?
Still.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what? And best rap performance.
Into 2024.
Over Travis Scott, Metro
Everybody.
Boomin.
Man, the old school should be standing up then.
We back, Gil. As the,
Nah, serious, because you know most of the youth don't even know half of you guys. Shit, most of none of you guys anymore.
Oh, the youth is upset. They highly upset.
Oh, I mean, so for the fact that an older guy can get in there and still pull out awards is amazing. That's amazing.
So Killer Mike, 48 years old. Shout out to him, representing for the older generation. We are washed, but we are still talented. But let's get back to Beyonce. Jay makes a valid point. His self-titled Lemonade and Renaissance were all deserving of Album of the Year. Did not win, though, as he pointed out. So do you respect Jay for speaking out for Beyonce? Brandon, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, of course. That's his wife.
Got to speak out for your boo?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's his wife. And if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. But shout out to him getting that award, though. The black, Dr. Dre award. That's tough.
He was
got a black Grammy.
drinking out of it after he received it. The ultimate flex. Rashad, do you respect Jay for speaking out for Beyonce?
I don't got no comment.
No comment.
I respectfully pass.
You respectfully?
Yeah. Pass the rock. Pass the rock.
Is there a reason for this respectful passing of the rock?
Time and other people, consideration. There's black culture and there's music culture. And sometimes when you start winning a bunch of shit, you become entitled to those awards. So sometimes when you don't win, you feel some type of way. When DJ Khaled didn't win, he's trying to shit on Tyler, the Creator, who worked very hard to get where he was at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes you don't win, and sometimes you just gotta sit that ass down and take that ass whooping.
So you don't think she deserved Album of the Year?
Wait, what is the question?
Do you respect Jay for speaking out for Beyonce?
Because Beyonce.
Oh, yes.
Beyonce, most Grammys ever has never won Album of the Year.
So the question is what?
Do you respect Jay for speaking out for Beyonce at the
Yes,
Grammys?
that's his wife.
Using that platform at the very award show that has shunned her.
Yes, that's his wife. So, I mean, he's going to stand for what he believes that she should have.
But did they shun her if she's won the most Grammys?
Yeah, but if you haven't won,
so you
won one more.
The ultimate.
That's what I'm saying. How is he?
No,
she
I mean,
can't be shunned if she's
what I'm saying,
won
the question is, what is the question?
Do you respect Jay?
Do you respect Jay for what he did? Has nothing to do with if she won or
That's
not.
why I said I'd respectfully
for standing
pass
up.
on that. Because
the question,
that doesn't matter
I
to
think
me.
the question you're talking about is a whole nother question.
Yeah. The question is, do you think she deserved
Deserved.
That wasn't the question.
No, that's the follow-up.
That's the follow-up, yeah.
So ask the follow-up.
We just did, Gilbert.
Like I'm saying, it's like...
Do you feel like Beyonce's been snubbed at least one of those times?
Yeah, she got snubbed last year too. She had more percentage of the votes, and she got snubbed. So,
did she win Grammys last year though? She won Grammys actually.
So I'm winning Grammys for everything, but I can't get Album of the Year. So I just come here and get every other award, but Album of the Year I don't get. You don't think that's kind of weird?
Is it not enough?
Huh?
Is it not enough?
Is it not enough? I mean, you don't think she deserved it?
It ain't about what I think. They didn't give it to her. Obviously, she wasn't deserving of it. She got all the other ones, though. Was she deserving of those? She got them. I mean, I'm just saying. Sometimes the metrics don't add up in your favor. Like we're not going to say LeBron don't deserve being the most accomplished basketball player of all time based on his numbers and his stats. They all match. But then we can't say, oh, we're not going to put him at the top because he switched teams 3 times.
Nah, that's not the same.
No, that's not
the same as 96, 97. Michael Jordan's, they won what? 69, it was at 60-something, 69 games maybe? Right? I think the Bulls won 60, 69 games that year, and he led the NBA in
You
scoring.
said 96, 97?
Is that 96, 97?
Yes, they were 69 and 13.
Say 69 and 13, right? 69 and 13. He obviously leads the league in scoring and did all that, but loses the MVP.
To who?
I think Carmelo's team.
All right. So that means that Carmelo was probably having a better year.
At which part? Not winning, not scoring.
Jordan averaged 36 and 4 assists that year.
What was Carl's numbers?
Let me pull it up, 96, 97.
Sometimes it's a tight squeeze. Sometimes it's, hey, man, we're going to pick him.
It felt like the media had fatigue, though.
That's bullshit, bro.
So, like, that's what I'm saying.
27 and 10.
Yeah, so 27 and 10, he wins the MVP, so Jordan's numbers is better, and his team is better.
Jordan's scoring is better.
And his team is better. So no matter what the metric is, so sometimes even though you're behind because of how you played last year, this might be a better year for you individually. So sometimes we don't know what the metrics is of how they're using it. You know, Jordan's numbers versus last year versus team is +1, and he might be a +5 compared to what he did last year, which is not the right way to do it. So, you know, if someone wins, you know, 4 Grammys for these songs in this album, right? And then you win 1 Grammy for a song in an album, how is your album better than mine when I won so many awards from the album?
Because the metric goes from different genres of type of music, right? You got best R&B, you got best soul, you got best hip hop, and then you got best pop, and then you got all of these different metrics, and then the best album is a culmination of all of these things.
And that's what Beyonce touches.
But that's what she didn't win.
No, but what I'm saying is, so if I have not album, but like song of the year.
Doesn't mean your album is the album of the year. You had the best song.
Song of the year. So
Yeah,
that means that means between me and you, even though we're in different genres, we're actually going up against each other in that category too.
Just for song, not album.
So song, creativity, right? Videos, right? So if I'm beating you,
all that.
So if I'm beating you in there, how can
that doesn't speak for the album? The album is a total body of work. It's more than one track. It's a total body. So if album of the year doesn't signify a metric for song of the year. That's the song that had the most traction, the most singles. Like it did everything as far as this one track. It's a famous track. Everybody knows it. It's like Drake's Hotline Bling. Like hit, right? But the album didn't make album of the year because it wasn't the hottest album.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, so if I got song of the year, creativity in this album of the year, right? Collabs from this album of the year, right? That's in the same album, not one song. So that means if I won 4 or 5 trophies from this whole body of work, different songs got me to win this. Technically, I cannot lose album of the year because you only won one.
Somebody can have a better album than you.
No, they don't have a better album. You know what it is? It's the voting.
No, what I'm saying is,
how can she be voted?
Because it's not the voting when you win.
Yes, it is.
It's the voting when you lose. It's not the voting when you win.
No, it's
okay.
I mean, but
let's not sugarcoat it.
No,
when you win and you take,
let's not sugarcoat it.
If you take all the awards home, you're not complaining about what the motherfuckers is voting on. But then that one time you lose, it's not the one time. The voting.
It's not one. It's been consistent.
It ain't consistent if you won all the damn awards. Except for
name a Taylor Swift song.
You won all the awards.
Name a Taylor Swift song.
You won all the awards.
No, I mean, it ain't about.
Except for one.
What I'm saying, it's not about song.
This is back-to-back years that she ain't win.
Hey, get in the studio, make better music.
Oh Lord,
come on now.
Come on. No. But if you say that, it's not like she's winning one award for that one song. She's winning multiple awards from the songs on that CD.
But we're not complaining about the wins on those things and those metrics. We're not complaining about, oh yeah, that was fair, that was fair, that was fair. This is not fair. Stop.
It's only one person. Her husband spoke up. It was her husband.
I'm just saying, if it's fair when you win and it's not fair when you lose, what are we doing?
But she's not won. I didn't know. I wouldn't have known that she didn't win album of the year.
Yeah, she hasn't won album of the year.
That is a weird one.
She won everything else though. That's not weird.
It's possible that you have. It's possible if you have 1 or 2 great songs on an album. The album is not good, but these 2 songs get you winning awards. yeah, that could happen. Right, it's just like being a scoring
happened,
champ, but you win nothing else.
That's what happened, Gil. That's what this is.
But winning.
But she's winning. The problem is,
like
she's winning multiple multiple awards
rebounding, assists, and scoring title.
But you don't win MVP.
All NBA, all defensive.
But you don't win NBA. I mean, but you don't win MVP.
We got somebody that's doing.
I got the assists. I got the rebound. I got the scoring. My team is the best record. And they're like, yeah, you don't win MVP. You be like, yeah, hold on.
hold
on, son. Something wrong here.
I mean, we're just in a generation where, they don't want her to have it all.
So question for you guys. What's an award you deserved that you didn't win?
ACC Player of the Year.
Well, your sophomore or junior year?
Sophomore year.
Okay. Who won the award?
Julius Hodge.
Oh, okay.
I led the ACC in votes. Led the ACC in scoring. And it was by word of mouth that the reason I didn't win it is because my own coach didn't vote. But I don't know how the voting works. But that was just what I heard.
Well, you had the most votes and lost?
Yes.
What year? How
2004.
How does that happen?
That's just the questions we was asking.
What's the point?
How did I was the leading vote getter and I lost.
Gil, what's an award you deserved that you didn't win?
An award that I...
Could be any point in life. Rec League MVP, something in the NBA.
I mean, to be honest, if I didn't win it, I didn't deserve it, to be honest.
Okay. That's how you feel?
An award. I mean, I can say my second All-Star, I end up being an All-Star because of Jermaine O'Neal was hurt. But, that first initial All-Star nomination.
Like guaranteed.
Right? The guaranteed one, yes. I'm averaging 29. I'm fourth in the league in scoring. My team is fifth, right? And I get pushed out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Were you salty?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
What?
Pissed.
I hate Doc to this day.
Oh.
That was the vote?
Huh? All of them. They start going on that Detroit Pistons and, it's about winning. Okay, cool. If it's about winning, I'm fifth. Paul Pierce's team is last, damn near last. Chris Bosh's team is damn near last, and they both get in. How? Like, I don't give a fuck what position at this point. You're saying it's about winning. If their team is last or 13, you cannot put them in if this is the standard. I don't care about the position.
Was both of them previous All-Stars? CB and Paul Pierce previously? Because sometimes it's like we're going to give them the consecutive opportunity.
No, the CB, that was his first. Paul Pierce, yes, he was consecutive. Which that would have been my consecutive too.
So, Brandon, what's an award you feel like you deserve that you didn't win?
I didn't get Gatorade Player of the Year and USA Today. I think I should have got all the top awards in high school my senior year.
Who ended up winning those awards?
I think it was Samardo Samuels.
Wow.
And I think they gave it, because it was in Virginia, I think they gave it to like Ed Davis. Because I was in Virginia. So.
But they didn't look at you as an official Virginia?
I guess,
okay.
Yeah. So.
And Rashad, to your point, not getting ACC Player of the Year that year, you did average more points per game than Julius Hodge. I think you were at 20 points per game. He was at 18. That's usually. Yeah.
Whose team was better?
Ours.
Ooh.
Oof.
And we beat them both times.
Oh, Lord.
What's the fucking point of voting, man?
Well, everything is janky.
There's no point of voting. It's like
just say, yo, this is what we like, and this is what we want.
Yes,
or you just got to do better, man.
Nah, man, no, that's
you can say that.
There you go.
Would you have told yourself?
Here you go with this.
Oh, 100%. Like, because the next year I was on demon time, but then I knew, like, I had a bunch of hating ass niggas I had to defer to if we was gonna win. But I was going for National Player of the Year after that. I'm like, oh, I got to do way more.
But they're saying that North Carolina State finished higher than you guys.
Did they?
They were 11-5 in conference. You guys were 8-8 in conference play.
Conference play.
That might happen.
Might be.
That might be why. But on the subject of snubs, the NBA All-Star reserves were announced last week. There were some notable snubs, including Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Harden, and even Rudy Gobert. Gil. Number one team in the league. If you're talking about value in winning, I'm just telling you.
I don't say nothing about no value in winning for no.
What? Sacre Blue. He said at his Hall of Fame speech, he'll talk about all the extra vacation that he got
He should.
during Black History
He said his what? In his Hall of Fame speech, he did say that.
Gil,
In his Hall of Fame speech?
Gil, before you proceed, the Olympics are in France this year.
Correct.
Okay.
Who Hall of Fame?
He said that.
Rudy Gobert. The Olympics are in France this year.
I can't support you, Rudy.
Nah.
You're not putting up them type of numbers.
But
you're solid. You're a solid
Rudy?
big. Rudy's solid. I like Rudy as a solid big.
Oh, you can't ever forgive him.
For what?
That COVID shit.
Patient zero?
Oh, yeah. That was different.
Like, man, I ain't fucking with
That was different.
Playing around.
You fucked everything up.
Yeah, we thought Donovan Mitchell was gonna die, bro. Scared for him. He was hot. He was like.
He was hot.
3-time Defensive Player of the Year, though. 2-time All-NBA, second and third team. French. French is hot now, Gil. But let's talk about Trae. Trae has the most 25-plus point per game seasons without being named an All-Star in NBA history.
Damn.
Trae also had the second most fan votes. We talked about this last week. The All-Star game is supposed to be for the fans. Trae had the second most fan votes among Eastern Conference guards, finished 6th in both the player and media vote. So we have a mostly fans.
Wait, out of 6. I mean, out of how many? 6?
What do you mean?
He ranked 6, right?
I think there was more than.
You sure?
We could double check and verify.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, players. Trae in the player and media vote. I think there was more than 6.
Okay, he ranked 6, but out of how many? 7, 6, 5. It was like, yeah, we're gonna put him under the.
So while we're waiting for that info, we have a MostlyFans question from Underdog Fantasy user Jackson Bernard.
What's up, Gil's Arena fam? I want to know what you think Trae Young can do to change his perception in the league, and if you think he's been snubbed from the All-Star the last 2 years. Appreciate y'all.
So what can Trae Young do to change his perception in the league, and do you think he's been snubbed 2 years in a row now?
At this point, because they changed the system they changed the system that goes against him as a player. Last year and the previous years, he didn't get voted in, so he had to rely on the coaches to vote him in. For the first time in his career, he got that all waved off because he got voted in by the fans. Safe. But they have a new thing in play where, players and media gets 50% of the votes. So now he has to deal with the people who actually don't like him.
Yep.
Right? So players don't like him. They rank him last at everything anyway.
Yep. Think he's overrated.
They call him overrated. The coaches don't like him. So what ends up happening is this is a disadvantage for a player like that. Not because he's overrated, because of how the game is played. I'm busting your ass. I'm talking shit. You don't like it.
Yeah.
So now you have to vote. And when you see my name, you're going to think about the 45 to 50 I gave on you, and you're going to be like, nope.
I will never bet him in.
I'm never going to vote him in.
Because I'm playing basketball?
Yeah.
That's
you're playing basketball and you're talking trash, right? So you know how players do.
Yeah, I mean, but
we want you
trash.
To. We want.
You trash.
You ain't that good.
Get this bum ass nigga off me.
Yeah. Now you have a vote.
I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, you are. Like, shit. But I'm just saying, this is what I'm out here to do, between the lines. Like, you judging somebody off how they eat and how they, are able to perform. So and I'm busting your ass. So now I gotta sit back and not be an all-star because
that's what a hater
you can't
do.
fuck with me.
That's what a hater do, right?
But that's
what a hater does. A hater hates on the fact that you busting their ass.
So, I mean, what the fuck?
That's why I said this is horrible for. This is horrible
it's so
for
soft, bro. So soft.
Players like somebody like Trae Young, because now you got your celebrityism up, your popularity up to be voted by the fans, right? Now they throw in this curveball, which means you were second in fan vote, which normally for the past 50-some years, that's an all-star, right? Boom, you made it. Now they're saying, well, that's not good enough. Let's just throw a little curveball, and we're gonna add in players. And I know he was like, "Oh my God,
damn."
Coaches, hell no, I'm not. So now you have a player who was voted in, who's averaging 20-something. He gets pushed out of the popularity vote, and then obviously the coaches themselves is not gonna vote for him.
So then let's ask you a question.
So he gets snubbed. An all-star gets snubbed out of the All-Star game.
Does he deserve it over Dame?
Yeah, he was voted in over Dame.
Okay.
By the fans, but
By the fans.
but not the players.
No. Take off last year. Everybody else before me, the starters were fan votes, period.
So if Dame don't come over to the East, who gets that spot?
It don't matter about who comes to the East. It don't matter. He won it from fan votes anyway. So if this was just like last year.
Even if this was the same vote.
If this is the same vote?
It's the same vote and Dame doesn't come.
No Dame, it probably would have been Jalen Brunson.
They would have put Brunson in.
Were we sure about that?
Yes, because the players like Brunson and the media like Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson and Dame had a tiebreaker. Dame got in because I think he was higher in fan voting.
That's what I'm saying.
What about Maxey?
No, I'm just
because all three of their numbers are all like similar.
No, but what I'm saying is 50%. Think about how much 50% is really nothing. So if I'm ranking 1 in front of you here, and then you rank 2 by the media and 2 by the players, and you're 3rd, you're gonna beat me, right? So everyone likes Brunson, right? All the players, he's quiet, he doesn't say anything. So when you see his name, he doesn't irritate you, right? And then, the media, he's quiet, so he's gonna rate higher between those two entities over Trae. Trae's gonna have to really kiss ass.
Brunson.
Hey man, good game, I'm sorry. Like that's what he's gonna have to end up doing to get back in players' good graces. He has to be quiet, play the political game.
But
exactly.
Brunson a star, bigger market.
Exactly. No, if he was a bigger market, he would have been starting in the first place.
Wait.
He would have been fan voted in.
Look at what's
like
New York not bigger than Atlanta, Gil?
Yeah.
Yes.
And a good story. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. So why isn't he van voted in if it was such a big market and they liked him?
They've got more bars.
Look at the.
No, what I'm saying is what you're saying, it means something, but it doesn't really mean the whole picture.
Yeah, for sure.
If he was in the bigger market and his fans really supported him and he was that popular, then he would have been voted in over Trae Young anyway.
But I trumped that. I trumped that with Halliburton. Small market. If he stays in Sacramento, right, which they had to make a tough decision. We got 2 players, right? If he stays in Sac, he doesn't become a starter in the All Star game, regardless of his performances and all that. He goes to Indiana in the East. Now, Dame leaves Portland, West, never was getting same thing, same treatment Trae Young was getting. You come to the East, all of a sudden, both of you guys go to the starting position. You're both starters.
But
so now who gets pushed back even further than what they was pushed back in before? Where Brunson wasn't even there. He was on the West. He was in Dallas. Dallas is West, right? So he's in the West. So Brunson comes to the East, picks up his production. Trae Young is sitting back like, I've been over here doing this shit since I got here. Maxey just got here, Halliburton, Dame, all of these guys are still being pushed in front of me. What the fuck do I do? Because these guys ain't doing what I'm doing based on how long I've been here and the numbers that I'm putting up. So y'all all came to the East and now it's smooth sailing for y'all. Then you look at the West and it's like Luka, SGA, Steph gets pushed out.
Probably most agree.
After 3 good players leave the West, De'Aaron Fox makes the reserve. So it's like, well, what are the metrics when you talk about how far motherfuckers get pushed back with how much talent that's actually there in the cluster?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're saying pushed out, they're not being pushed out because of a talent. They got pushed out because of a trick that got put in. Steph was voted in as a starter, period. Trae was voted in as a starter. Now, the only problem I have with this is you're trying to correct the past. You're trying to correct stuff like Magic Johnson, right, wasn't playing, right? He retired and the fans voted him in, right? Michael Jordan broke his foot, right? He got voted in.
The favoritism.
Right? Kobe, right, was coming off the bench. He got voted in. Right, Vince Carter.
Yao and Vince.
Yeah, Vince Carter missed the whole season. He got voted in. Grant Hill, right? So you're trying to correct this. Well, then do it the correct way. Whatever the fans vote, if there's a guy on the team that got voted in, right, and he is not playing like an all-star, that's when the media and player vote over exceeds it, right? Then you can say, all right, well, let's say Gilbert Arenas only played 6 games this year, but he's a starter.
Yep.
Now those two entity votes kick in to put in the real starter.
Like an alternative vote.
Alternative
Keep
vote.
the fan voting for the starters the way it is. And now if there's any situation with injuries like we're going to see this year, Julius Randle and Embiid probably be out.
No, but like if there's a guy who's starting in, and let's just say he's only played 10 games and he's trying to come back All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
Well, because you only have 10 games, you're not a real All-Star. Right. So we're gonna remove you with these two entities.
Okay.
That's the fair way to do it. You can't just say I'm averaging 27 and 10. The media, the fans love my performance, and then you decide in your own metrics that you want to sub me out because you don't like me personally. What's the fucking point then?
Mm-hmm. So, in other All-Star news, Doc Rivers will be coaching the East squad.
This nigga.
And offered these thoughts after it was announced.
That is ridiculously bad. It really is. Well, Adrian's going to get some money, that's for sure, and a ring. It's one of these quirky things. I think there should be a rule somehow that someone else does it other than me. Maybe I'll send my staff and I'll go on vacation.
Run that by Adam.
I'm going to run that by Adam Silver. I think he's Adam's a good man. I think he'll understand.
Wow, Doc.
Despite whatever your opinions are about Doc Rivers, can we just acknowledge that the hairline through all these years?
Wow, Doc.
Still
shining.
Still flossing.
That's the surgery.
It's holding strong.
That's the surgery.
But
That's a tattoo.
It's the
tattoo. That's a tattoo.
Permaline.
It's a tattoo, man.
That's a great.
You got the permaline?
Stop it.
So if you're Adrian Griffin, what you telling Doc when he tries to give you the All-Star bonus and the All-Star ring?
Fade.
Fade.
Tomorrow I'm going on vacation. Motherfucker, you just came back from vacation. You was fucking sitting on the sideline this whole fucking time. Laughing and shit. I don't like none of that snickering shit when you fucking sabotage the whole plan.
The key king, as they say?
Shit.
The problem is that we said it last month that this was going to, last week when he got traded, this was going to happen. You have a guy that he has the best record, right? He's number 2. So you can't use Boston because he won it last year, right? He was the coach last year, so he can't be back-to-back coaches, which means that Griffin was the coach of the All-Star game, right? And coach of the year, because Griffin was new, he was going to be coach of the year also.
You think?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They're number 2 right now.
They're number 2.
The Bucks were number 1 last year, so if you tell
coach, it's coach.
I'm saying why
not
you getting
team
coach of the year if the team's performance.
This is his first.
But I'm saying adding Dame to this roster on paper, you look like you've improved this roster significantly. If you're not finishing the first again, or at least replicating what you did in the previous season, how would you?
This is my first year as a coach.
Yeah,
this is my first year as a coach. So when we look at the metrics, I will have the biggest winning percentage out of any coach that year.
Why not like Chris Finch if the Timberwolves hold where they're at?
Where were they last year? It could be him too.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It just seems like.
But the metrics of the comparison is what he's saying is like.
What's your winning percentage?
Yeah.
Right? So if his winning percentage from last year's, even though they're number 1, 20% versus mine, well, it was going to be, 60-something%. So
like Brad Stevens, when he came in and he got coach of the year, like it was because he was a new coach and they were building up into that.
You can't be an All-Star coach back-to-back?
No. Can't be back-to-back. Which is sucks. Like which.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, which is it's stupid because you're taking credit in a sense like, oh, he's gonna get some money. Well, he's gonna get some. That's his anyway. That's his anyway, sir. By the time you came in, he was guaranteed that coach. So you're not doing him no favor by saying he gonna get some money. He's gonna get no. You shouldn't even be there. He should be allowed to go in there and coach that team.
Get my team back.
He should be there. That should be that's his award. That's not your award. I need to go on vacation.
You hear that shit?
How about sit your monkey ass at home and figure out what the fucking problem is with your team? Learn your team. You just got there a week ago. This is a time you have fucking 7 days to actually look at film and understand your players, understand your rotations. Because before you got there, Dame was playing the whole 12 minutes. That's what he was accustomed to, right? Now you sub him out at the 3-minute mark. So that's something he has to really adjust to. Learn your system. Learn what made them successful before your ass got there. Because they were successful before you got there. Because I know one thing that's changed. The defense hasn't. Same defense, right? Same fuck-ups. The only thing that's changed is the offense is worse.
Oof.
Oh, y'all was scoring 124. What you scoring now? Under Doc.
So Rivers 1-3 since taking over the Bucks. 5 games behind the Celtics for first in the East. They played the Jazz last night. Blew a 19-point lead. Were outscored 40-13 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Sound about Doc? What has the team been averaging since Doc has been there? Let's see those three.
4 games.
Yeah, what is those 4 games?
Last 4 games.
I guarantee you it won't be 124 what they were scoring before.
Yeah, they've only surpassed, their highest scoring total is 129, 107, 116, 129, and 108. So it's been a bit of a
So what does that average? About
112.
See, that's why, I said it. I said, as people talked about the Bucks defense, they didn't talk about the Bucks offense, which
115 points per game.
So he's averaging 115 points. So he's averaging exactly what they averaged last year.
And they're at 124, I believe.
They was 124. So he's 9 points worse as the coach, which now doesn't offset the defense that they gave up. So they was giving up 113, 116, 116 to 124. So that's why I said they were 2 points better as a team last year. Now you're coming in and you're changing the offense and you're slowing them down. Now they can't even keep up with who they were. So they're a worse team under you.
But who do you blame?
I blame,
Did the players asked for this?
No, I blame the upper management because y'all made the deal.
Then who asked for it?
We don't know. We don't know who. We can't say who asked for it.
We could say it ain't had nothing to do with Adrian.
I can tell you this.
No, for sure it didn't have nothing to do with Adrian.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if it didn't have nothing to do with Adrian.
But that's what we can't tell. Like this should be a rule. This should be a rule. NBA rule. If someone is a consultant for a team, they shouldn't be allowed to get a job.
Okay.
They got to stay in that position.
But why would you make that a rule, though?
Tampering.
It's tampering.
They're consulting.
It's tampering.
They work for the team.
It's still tampering.
But if you can get the job, you can literally tell him shit.
Right, I'm consulting because you're not the professional, right?
Yeah.
So you hired me to consult. And you're asking me about the coach, and I'm a coach, and that's the job I want.
Yes.
I want a coaching job. I don't want this. No. I don't want to be an announcer. Right. I want to be a coach. So I'm still mentally an active coach, which means I get to poison the well.
Yeah, but that's on the Bucks for letting that happen, right? I'm just saying, if they give Doc that opportunity, I would say if you work as a consultant with the team, you shouldn't be able to have a job in the media. Because now it feels like you're able to manipulate that side of it.
But it's the same. I'm a consultant, so I get to manipulate all of it.
Yeah, but that's my point. But if I'm just consulting, I shouldn't be able to broadcast games for ESPN now and be able to use my position to.
It's the same thing, but it's the same poison. I get to go in there and say, yeah, Adrian's not doing such a very good job with the team. It looks like that. The players are not respecting him, like they're losing hope. I get to do that because I want his job. So I'm working both angles here.
But you got to pick a side, is what I'm saying. If the Bucks hire you to be a consultant, then you can tell them whatever the hell you want to tell them, right? Whatever you're doing behind the scenes, that shit goes on all the time in multiple professions. But you shouldn't be able to use now your position in the media, is what I'm saying, to be able to now get that out publicly.
But it's creating also favoritism for you to get the position.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're saying certain things that make sense to the actual audience. That's like, yeah, man, they're just not getting back on defense very well. The rotations is bop, 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 bop. This is coming from an NBA championship coach that's saying some shit, but no one knows he's consulting for the guy he's talking about.
Exactly, and that's my point.
So it's like that just looks bad. Like you said, poisoning the well and hiding him. Like, I'm spiking the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Poison in the well. That was a bar.
Right, hey, poison in the well, and I'm giving you the water. Hey, have fun. And that's what it really is. Because if I'm the consultant, but I want the job, am I actually giving you the best information? No. I'm not giving you the best information because I want that job. So that means I'm gonna make it make sense for me versus I'm not gonna ever say he's doing good. I'm not gonna say, hey, you guys are trying to replace him. Are you crazy? They're 30-13 right now. They're doing very well. Think about if I was a consultant.
For sure.
If I was a consultant there and they're like, oh wait, our defense is better. I'm like, hold on, slow down. Stop listening to goddamn media. Right now, we're +2 than last year. That means this team is better. Our offense is ranked number 2, which was ranked number 15 last year. Yeah, we was 4th in defense, and this is where we are. But overall, we're a better team. Pump your brakes. Versus, yeah, defense is horrible, because, when I coached, the Celtics, this is what I did, this is what I did. And you over here like, that makes more sense.
That's it. But what you just say, when that means I want the credit for the consultation, which you don't get credit for.
For sure.
Because I'm giving you tidbits that's helping everything run smoothly, and it's coming from me, and no one knows it. But I gotta sit behind this microphone and act like you the great coach when I'm giving you all the tidbits.
Brandon, question for you, obviously our resident Bucks fan. If you're Adrian Griffin and the Bucks try to bring on Doc as a consultant, are you telling them, I'm not rolling with that? Or are you just saying, I'm first your coach, look.
No, I just feel like it was like some backstabbing. Just look backstabbing. And, the way it's going right now, you got to be careful. Making moves like this when your team was already on the rise with a new coach and you wanted change, to bring this in during the middle of the season, it can really backfire on you. So, you just got to be careful.
Do we give them time?
Nah.
Give who time?
Nah.
The Bucks.
Nah.
Time to do what? They're done. They're done.
You.
They're done. Put a fork in them.
Black History Month has barely even started.
Come on, we already know. We already know, man. We already know. Doc is going to be the All-Star coach, so let's all take the lower.
Damn.
All take the lower. We know who ain't winning that All-Star game. Too much pressure on the line for Doc. They losing. Vote West.
West.
Vote West.
Damn.
Take all lowers. If you're using Underdog Fantasy, which you should do, and use promo code GIL when you sign up.
So you think this move the Bucks made is probably going to fuck them up the next years, couple years? Do you see them winning it under Doc, though?
No. But okay.
Coming out of the East?
Okay, so look.
Do they get to the finals?
This. Like with a new coach, right? You don't know what he's good at yet.
Right.
Right? You don't understand. This is, when people say, well, he don't have any experience. True, he's 0. His experience in the playoffs is 0 right now, right? I know Doc's experience, right? I know what it looks like. Worst coach in the playoff in game-tight situations. He's last. Well, if he's last, the only way I know he's failing if he gets worse than him. Other than that, he can't be last, so he's naturally going to be a better situational coach than him in theory. So I'm going to go with this person to see, what he does in those tight situations. He might be the best coach for us in Game 7s. We have to put him under that pressure first. We're just assuming because he doesn't have any knowledge that he's going to crack under pressure. Exactly. We do not know. We didn't know, right? Ty Lue was going to be a great coach until he got the job, and then the playoffs came, and he excelled.
Yep.
Right? He didn't have any experience, but he excelled when it mattered. And that's what gave him the notch as, hey, this is a good coach.
Yeah.
You have to give people that chance. And right now, 30-13. 30-13.
You think Adrian will get another opportunity? Given the fact that no one's really saying why.
They're currently 33-17, just to update you on that. But
No, I don't give a shit what they are now.
30-13 when Adrian Griffin.
We know what they were when Adrian was there, 30-13.
In Joe Prunty.
We know what they were.
So that's his only metric for another job is 30-13. This is who I coached. Are you going to give him another opportunity?
He should. Right now his record is 30-13. That's his record.
Yeah. I think he's deserving another opportunity, but based on the way things played out this season, do you think now?
But unless there's something that we haven't heard, like there's some damage going on, there's some foul play and things that he did,
which we haven't heard anything.
So other than that, if it's just that the players didn't like his schemes,
Or his style of coaching.
Or his style of coaching, and he's 30 and 13. Fuck what you're talking about.
Right.
I can use you. Whatever pissed them off, because if they're happy now and they're losing, then something's mentally wrong with them.
So he can use that on his resume. Nah, it was them. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
We was cool when I was there.
Hey,
San Antonio Spurs, y'all need to be calling around.
They out here dancing. They out here dancing and giggling shit, losing in games. So obviously they're happier in this situation to have a coach that they can relate to that doesn't, demand anything, and they're losing and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was demanding winning. I was demanding we do this extra stuff. So if you're looking for a coach who demands, players to be great and take accountability, then obviously, yes, he should get another chance.
Facts.
That remains to be seen. We'll also see how the Bucks play out, but go ahead and download the Underdog Fantasy app. All-Star Weekend coming up very soon. Go all lower on the East, all lower.
Like like the ideal of Giannis didn't like him. Jordan didn't like Krause, but they won 6 rings. Right?
No, that's
because most of the time, what we like in life might not be the best for us.
Right.
I love some fucking soda. Woo! Love some soda, some pizza. Oh, I love it.
Very delicious.
I love it.
Very delicious.
Right? And I don't mean it's good for me.
Right.
So the person who's telling me that I need to eat healthy, naturally I'm not gonna like them, right?
Right.
Because what I want is this. What you're trying to give me for me to live is this, and I don't want this because I want this. So I'm saying, hey, Giannis, get back on defense. Giannis playing the post. Giannis pass the ball. Stop trying to go forward. Get him. And you don't like that, then it's you, not me.
Accountability.
You're stuck in the ways that you're stuck in.
Guard the ball.
Right. That's when we talk about a player not liking a coach. We never ask the player, why don't you like him?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, Shaq, you didn't like what's the name because of what? Because they wanted to run the offense through Dwayne Wade now versus you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, why don't you like this person? Oh, because he was taking the ball out of my hand. I don't like that. Right? So, if a player don't like the coach, it's usually more because the coach is trying to make him do something different.
But there's also a difference between liking a coach and respecting a coach. Because if you know basketball, like we all know basketball, a coach demands certain excellence out of you, regardless of if you like the way he's delivering it. If it's right, you go home and you have to really marinate on the fact that, you know what, he right, he telling me to dive on a loose ball. If you're looking at footage, you're like, I could have got that. But I'm trying to pick it up. I'm trying to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they got the ball. They laid it up. We lost the game by 2. So all the accountability comes to I don't like him. I don't like his approach to it. But I got to respect it because we've been winning this way. And if we're losing and I don't like him, that's a whole different metric.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't like him and we're winning, I got to suck it up and say, you know what? He right. I need to guard the ball. I need to be in help side. I need to talk on defense. I need to stop acting like a prima donna. And that's a lot of things that a lot of guys don't want to face, is the fact that criticism and constructive criticism is one of the key components of coaching.
Yeah.
And as a leader and as a good player, you got to be able to be a coachable, constructive critic of yourself before the coach. Because when he starts giving you that energy, if you can't take it internally, you're going to crash out.
Yeah. You would think, though, that they would want that after winning it, right? After you win it, you would think,
Yes.
okay, how do we get back to this point?
But then you got rid of Bullhoser.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what was he, you know what I'm saying, what's the difference? I'm sure he was telling y'all to do this and everybody was doing everything he said.
And we ain't even hear about why he got fired.
Well, it's no different than when everybody got mad at me because I said Giannis needs to get in the post. Embiid needs to do this. And people say, well, he's a champion. He's an MVP. What does he need to do? Get better. Right? But you want to stand on what you want to stand on because you want it this way. Yeah, you want it this way, right? You want it this way, and to win the next one, you have to take another road,
Yep.
right? You took this road, you won. To get to the next championship, you have to do it another way.
Yep. That road
And
closed.
another way is not going to be. So it might be in the post now, and that's what I didn't win a championship, but I'm watching what the greats did. And you're watching, so, he won it driving this year. The next year he went to the, this year he started passing the ball a little bit more and won it. So he won 3 championships all 3 different ways, right? So, when a coach says, hey, we need to, you're a champion, you're an MVP, but we need to add more to the game. if you're stuck in what your accolades tell you are, then you're never going to change.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point where Embiid is going to have to change his game because the style that you're playing might not be winning the championship worthy. So you might have to say, well, Embiid, I know you like facing up, you're going to average 35, but if you get in the post and average 30, we got this shit.
And he did change it because last year was more in the post. Then we started doubling him this year. Now he changed it to the mid post where you can't double me as much. It's all face up. Now it's like, okay, how do we mitigate him from the face up? We got to deny him the ball, make him catch it somewhere else. Now, how do you adjust, Joel? We go more pick and roll, pick and slides, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's an adjustment.
So speaking of adjusting, let's talk about Embiid a little bit. Sixers suffered a huge blow when it was announced that reigning MVP Joel Embiid will be out indefinitely. Embiid will need surgery to address an injury to the lateral meniscus in his left knee. Woj was first to report the information.
I'm sure he was. I'm just saying, you know.
You feel like somebody knew before. He was the first one to drop the dime. They got the dime, dropped in the line, reported, but he was going to go procedure. They kept saying procedure. It's a surgery this week to repair a left meniscus injury. Recovery timeline is expected after procedure, but the expectation is that he will miss an extended period of time. So the timeline is uncertain. If it's just a partial trim, then the recovery time is estimated at 4 to 6 weeks. If Embiid needs a full repair of his meniscus, that timeline extends to the 4 to 6 month range. But according to Woj, the door isn't closed on Embiid returning this season, but the timeline will be clearer after the surgery, so who really knows what the fuck is going on. But before the injury, Embiid was poised to win his second straight MVP, but it's all but certain he will be ineligible for MVP, All-NBA, and any other postseason award under the league's new player participation policy. So, Rashad, I'll start with you. Should Embiid shut it down for the season or try to make a comeback for the playoff? Let's say best case scenario, he's out 4 to 8 weeks, looking to come back some point late March, early April.
If he can come back, you know, more power to him, but I think everyone knows that this is something that he should take into consideration for long term. So shut it down, wait for next year. You know what I'm saying? You had a good run, good year. And I think, you know, piggybacking on what Charles Barkley was saying, it's like, sometimes you have injuries. I'm saying the 65 game is a new rule they put in, and then you got injured past the threshold of that number. It's unfortunate because if that number is not there and you still got injured for a certain period of time, it's going to be unfair for the guy who didn't get injured and that's putting up equal numbers or whatever. It's like, oh, just because you hurt and you put up these numbers up until this point, don't mean you automatically win the MVP.
Yeah.
So it's like for a guy like Shea or a guy like Ant or a guy like Brunson, any of these guys is like trying to put up numbers, not necessarily trying to win an MVP, but they're just hooping and they're not injured.
Yeah.
So it's like this dude get injured, he's out 25 games. It's like you don't just give it to him just cause.
I mean, and they don't really have a chance to really win it. So I mean, you know, I would just get my body right, be healthy. Everybody know what he can do. So I mean, it's not like they're favorites to win it all. So it's kind of like. You know,
it would just be for the MVP if he did.
No, he can't win an MVP. It's over.
Yeah.
Like it's over, so there's no point in coming back, right? I mean, I don't care if, you got to think about it as a player, right? We heard him say he didn't want to win an MVP. Obviously, words in the media is different, right? We're going to say everything politically correct. His actions said otherwise. His actions said, shit, the time's ticking down. I gotta collect these games, right? Because you put a number on it, it's an accolade, right? It's an incentive, right? And once, you know, incentives come into play, men are selfish. People are selfish, right?
Facts.
You know, this has nothing about team anymore. Because if I was hurt and I'm lingering, why am I coming back now anyway? The only reason I'm coming back is because the incentive you just put in, right? Before, I would have got healthy enough to play for the team and then move forward. So with you, in a sense, forcing me to sit here and think about team or self, I'm gonna think self every single time. Because it's self now. It's self of the MVP, the scoring champ, and first team, right? That is 3 entities that it is hard to get all together in one. Right. So therefore, fuck team. It's about me. So now that I can't get it, do you think that I'm going to get healthy then come back for us to win the championship? You think I'm going to be happy that these other people is going to win awards I earned? Losing the extra weight, getting in shape, everything I did, and I played 61 games. Because 61 games with what I was doing, that is an MVP still.
Yep.
Right? But now I can't win it, and, you know, Joker or Shea's going to get it. You know, first team is going to go to Joker. The scoring title is going to go to Shea now or whoever. Or, I mean, Jokic now. I mean, Luka. So all my awards is about to go to foreign player in a sense, right? But it's going to go to someone other than me. And I'm supposed to come in the playoffs and think about team success. Get the fuck out.
And we still might fall short as a team. So
And
I fight all the way back to just fall short. But this is going back to somebody made some kind of cryptic little tweet that's saying, all you podcasters, all of you.
You talking about?
No, I'm just
LeBron James.
I'm just saying.
Fair.
I told you I'm not gonna be a hater no more. But this man out here putting it on the line, and y'all ain't got nothing to say, and now he's really hurt. But that's exactly what you just said. Like, hey man, if you out here and you are hurt and you're playing hurt, and it can contribute to your overall injury because you're trying to hit this mark.
Yeah.
Hmm?
To me, it's like, yo, what the fuck?
No. But in a sense, Braun was right. Because whose fault is this? And when I say whose fault is this, think about where this started from originally. Who started player management?
The Pop.
Say that again?
Popovich.
Is he a player?
No.
No. Right, he's a coach. And what other position does he have?
The front office.
Front office. So he gets to make the decision. When you come to the game and he's mad at the NBA because the NBA cheated him or something, he felt he got cheated. And no. You go home. We're going to sit in a private jet. Fuck the TNT, fuck them. If they wanted this, they could have put us in the finals, but they didn't. So you guys go home. Every time we on TV, we're going to send you home.
I remember that.
That's not the players deciding to do that. That's him and the coaches. So what ends up happening is you're seeing the success of him resting his players. So monkey see, monkey do in the NBA. So the other coaches and the other general managers, upper management, decide they're going to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
How many players have you seen when we played decided to come into the game and say, yeah, I'm not going to play, I'm going to rest. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Then you don't know. We want to compete. We want to do the things like I can get buckets against him or I can. That's what we do as players. We're hurt all year long.
Yes.
And we're playing through it.
Yes.
But if this was a real thing and players didn't want to play, we would have been called. Have you heard any coach say this? Well, I didn't know why he didn't play today. You know, I thought he was playing. I had him in a rotation and he just decided he ain't going to play today. Not never.
And the one thing we do when we out there is if we show up and we like, man, you know, you have all day to try to figure out, can I go today? So you get there and they ask you, how you feeling, big fella?
Shoot around.
How you feeling? Yeah, shoot around. How you feeling, man? I'm gonna try to make it. I'm about 75. At 75 is my 75 is other people's 200. So I'm good at my set. I'm gonna try to go. Now you go out there right before the game and you try to make them cuts and you're like,
so
not feeling it.
Understand what LeBron's saying, and not to try and defend the media or anybody's reactions, but Embiid cooks Joker in Philly. 11 days later, they play back in Denver. I think he's out 15 minutes for the game. So
now, okay, so
but reports where he couldn't jump. Mike Malone, I think, was critical at that moment. There was a huge backlash.
But I'm not worrying about Mike Malone. Mike Malone is talking out of his ass anyway because he's talking on both sides of the field. He's talking he didn't play, and then you say, well, we seen him get hurt. So you out anyway with your contradiction. The problem is he had a shoot around, right? He went pregame. So that means they decided to shut him down. The player is not going in there shutting himself down. That's what the media is pushing. Now what LeBron is saying. So LeBron is saying that you guys are pushing the 65-game rule in, which means now me as the individual, when you try to sit me and say, we're going to rest you, I'm going to overexceed it now. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I can feel better. Woo, I feel better.
you can also override it.
Why would I want to?
But you can.
Why would I want to?
I know what you're saying.
But you see what I'm
saying? Like, if Joel know he can't go, he not gonna go. I'm gonna say, nah, I ain't gonna risk it.
Yeah.
Not gonna risk it.
Yeah, but
if I can, like that's what LeBron is saying, he's risking it by going anyway. So it's like, okay, so he's making the decision prior to us thinking that the fucking organization is saying, you can go, big fella.
No, so the organization is saying, don't go. Remember, the organization they have a hand on both sides of the field.
Yes, yes.
Right? So look, think about it like this. I have to pay you extra money for all NBA.
Yep.
Right? And you're hurt. And you want to play. And I'm like, nah, you ain't cleared yet. And games is ticking down. Oh, Rashad got 2 more games before he is ineligible.
Yeah,
I'm ready to play.
It's an organization.
I'm ready to play. No, you ain't ready to play.
I see what you're saying.
How long before you say, oh, hell no.
Fuck that, I'm ready to go.
Play. And you're going to go out there any damn way. And that's what ends up happening where you know you're probably not ready because there's a threshold now where there wasn't before. The player is going to over-exceed when you're trying to sit him down. So now, Halliburton, right?
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid is doing the opposite of what the coaches want. But we're pretending that the players is resting themselves when you know the organization put this out here. So now the organization has a play on both sides of the field, and that's not right.
But that's what you continue to try to let the fans know that when there's money on the line, like a $41 million for a Halliburton, we don't know how much is on the line for Joel, but when that money's on the line and they say, look, this threshold is going to be met one way or the other, but the only way we stop it is if we tell him, you're not going tonight. You good, we're going to shut you down, right? And if he actually out there like, nah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this matchup tonight. I've been waiting for this. Nah. Not tonight. And this is something that the league is looking for because it's a viewership type of thing. We got money on the line. It's like, no, we got more money on this other side.
But I get to save that $41 million to your guys' point because I asked all of you if you were in Halliburton's position and you were a little hurt, but it was 41 on the line. You're gonna get your ass out there and play, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop around, but that's the thing. Like, you know how they said, what did they say, Joel Embiid, right? They said what? 4 to 6 weeks, right?
Could be 4 to 6 weeks, could be 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months. It's 4 to 6 months. I don't want him coming back thinking he can play.
That's crazy.
4 to 6 months. I don't want you to win no awards.
Shut it down.
But at the end of the day, this is the problem with it. As selfish as the owners and the general managers, as selfish as they're thinking, they do not see what's coming. What's coming is you have 15 All-NBA players, right?
Yeah.
No matter how many games Joel Embiid played, if Joel Embiid played 50-51, how he played, averaging 35 and 12, he would still make an All-NBA team, right? He would still make one of these teams, period. Most likely first team, all right? Worst case scenario, second team. Now, if he's not in there, so usually Embiid, Jokic, right, they're going to be first seed, second seed, and then whoever the third best now is going to be third team. Well, if Jokic and Embiid, because of the threshold, doesn't get on that team, 1 and 2 is done, third goes to first place. Someone who wasn't even thought of goes to second place. Someone who ain't even in the atmosphere of making it comes into third place.
That's crazy.
Which means now mediocre players, average players, will make the All-NBA team and they become
whole different metric.
Max.
Give me my bag. Give me my All-NBA bag, please.
That's what it
resume.
That's what they see. That's not coming. That if you look at the top 15, the All-NBA players, there's going to be 5. Every year there's about 4 to 5 players who won't make the 65 game. So take those 5 out, move everybody up. Now you're taking 5 people who's not on this list, and you're going to put them in. Which means now their value just went from whatever it was that we were okay with to maxed out.
Who else's value goes up though? If those players are on teams like Orlando or Chicago that are right now low value, now we got a max player that's in All NBA. we use that as a part of our
We're
our
fast
resume.
tracking younger stars.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because the value goes up if you're talking about like if you're moving these guys who are all NBA out and you're bringing in no-namers in, these no-namers are now becoming max players, and that value for the organization as a whole goes up. It goes up.
No, I don't give a shit. If you're Orlando, you're Orlando. The problem now
Banchero?
No, I'm Banchero, but he would be a all NBA player anyway. A type of player anyway, because that's who he is. What happens is you're maxing out a guy, let's say Tyler Hero.
Let's say Wagner. I mean Wagner. Franz Wagner. Wagner.
Okay, so it's Wagner, right?
He gets in.
Right now, he's what? He's worth. What is he really worth? About 100, 200 million?
No, about 140.
140. So you're happy with 140, right? You're happy paying him 140. Now, all these people are missed out, and then he gets put in, and now he's asking you for 300 million. Does your value go up on a player that's worth 140? No, you're overpaying for something you would never get to trade.
Yeah.
Because he's now worth the same as Greek the Freak.
But
and I'm not trading you.
But just because he's asking for it don't mean we pay him for that. Right? But we can use that leverage of value to trade him.
No.
Who we don't have to pay him. But we're not paying him what he's asking for. We're just showing what he may be worth.
But what I'm saying is, think about it. His tag, because of the All-NBA, puts him in a whole nother category. So the 140 automatically bumps up to 250, 275, 300.
Yeah.
Now, if you pay him, how are you getting rid of that? Because he's still Von Wagner.
But we got him and Banchero.
But now you're paying him more than Banchero.
Banchero and Franz Wagner.
Banchero.
So now you're paying
Franz Wagner.
Now you're paying him the same as your number one option. He's number two because he slipped in. Now you're talking about between these two players, you're worth your team. Now you have a value like you're paying 500 million to these two guys when one is only worth 140. So instead of being 350, now you're 500, and you can never trade this player. No one is ever going to give you the value at 300.
That goes back
I'm never going to give you because he's going to be worth Luka and Embiid. So you're ever going to trade him for Embiid? No.
Let's go back to the Supersonics. It's like how the Supersonics was with Ray and Rashard Lewis. They both were valuable pieces, but Rashard Lewis's value came up because he started to increase his award. Like he got into certain levels, and it's like, oh, now you got these two pieces. But he got, I think, didn't he get like 200? He got like 200 million. He got like super max.
No, he was
one of the big. He was one of the big contracts. Rashard
40
Lewis.
million. He got 40-something million
in Seattle.
Yeah, he got
his,
Seattle. Yeah, he was remember he got drafted as a second rounder, and his first contract was 40 million. And then I think after that
he got the six year 118 million.
118. It was the 100. Yeah. So that was when the 100 was being like, yo, you throwing around 100 million. So him and Ray.
But he was by himself when that happened.
No, Ray was there.
Not when he got the 118.
Yeah. Ray was there. It was both of them. And that's why it was difficult to trade the pieces off when they was ready to get rid of them two, because he was still locked into that deal because of the value went up. And then Seattle itself is like, well, what do we do to bring someone in? You can't bring nobody in, but guess what they ended up doing? Drafting Kevin Durant.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. You're paying Rashard Lewis because this person you're overpaying him because he gets into a category and you can't move it now.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's gonna that's what I said. It's gonna mess up. It's gonna mess up organizations. Like that's what I'm saying. If somehow Tobias Harris gets in, right, all NBA and his contract's up, his value just went up because of this game that they're taking out the real all NBA players, putting everybody else in. Now he's worth 200-something million, and you sitting here like I can't pay you this, but that is his value now. And if you pay him that, you're screwed.
So basically, we're going to have some issues in the coming years with the CBA and this shit going.
Yeah, they're going to have a lockout because they're having a lockout because
you're basically creating fugazi stars, right? And that's not going to really sit like the average fan, like not going to give a shit if this dude who was on the fringe now makes an All-NBA team. I still look at him as that same dude who was on the. I don't look at him.
We got next year.
Yeah,
because he probably won't.
But I look at him as, oh, this dude is just here because Embiid didn't fucking make the game in him, not because he belonged on the list.
Embiid or two other players that was in his position, and they get moved out, and then this person gets in. So what ends up happening is you're paying the third or fourth person in that position. Max money, top dollar.
That's nasty hoop.
So that's what I said. It's gonna screw.
It's a dream come true for the nigga.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Be like,
hell
shit.
yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I just moved up.
You're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, these worth 300? I bought these for 60?
60.
Okay, you're gonna overpay me? And then they're gonna have a lockout. They're gonna have a bunch of players. It's gonna be a lockout. They're gonna push out a bunch of players who were overpaid, and then everybody gonna hate them in the summer, not realizing this was y'all fault in the first place.
That's the game.
Get paid big money.
People gonna get paid big money, and then they're gonna make the fans look at those players, and they're gonna say these players are overpaid, not realizing someone wrote that check.
Yeah.
Willingly.
When do you think we're gonna have another lockout? I said, when do you think we're gonna have another lockout?
Same shit that always happens.
No, when?
When? When is the CBA up?
It's 24, 25, I'll check.
Ooh.
24, 25? Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, they be,
Next year?
Yeah, they're gonna miss some games for just shits and giggles. And then complain about the bad contracts they're gonna do right now.
I mean, they can do it as soon as possible if they really had a strong union. The motherfuckers really was fed up with some shit. Get back to the table.
No, but
it runs through. It's supposed to run through 29-30, but obviously I think there's opt-out points before that.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea that a system that the organization created, they get to really like hinder players. Like, it's not in my best interest if I'm Indiana. It's not in my best interest if I'm Indiana to have Tyrese Halliburton play.
In the All-Star game.
65 games.
65 games. It's not in my
Playing
best
the
interest.
All-Star game, let's get the bread for the city, but don't get that 65 game minimum.
No, the bread for the city is fine. It's in my best interest he don't play 65 games.
Yeah,
because I don't want to pay him that 41.
Yeah, but play the All-Star game,
I don't want to
Tyrese.
pay him that Supermax because him not getting a Supermax, I can keep putting pieces behind him.
Yeah.
I get to keep putting pieces behind him. Oh yeah, we can go get this, because I save so much money on making him play 64 games, 63 games. So now I'm not gonna clear him. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Well, you're not clear to play, son. I get to do that now.
But then eventually he'll get his money, right? Like, you think?
What? When? The following contract? What if if it happens again on the following contract? I get to do the same thing.
So he's fucked anyway.
Yes.
Get that man his money. On the subject of Tyrese and sticking with the Sixers, with Embiid sideline, Tyrese Maxey is doing his best to try and hold it down for the Sixers. Maxey gave the Jazz a career-high 51 points, topping his previous high of 50 against the Pacers in November. 17 for 27 from the field, 7 for 9 from 3. Ooh, plays like that. Check your ankles. 10 for 11 from the foul line. But Maxey also added 1 assist for good measure. Second youngest player in NBA history with a 50-piece and no turnovers.
Wait, hold on. So 50 and no turnovers.
50-piece, no. Yeah, 1 assist, 0 turnovers. Give Sean man some love.
No, 1 assist.
No, because you.
So they said no.
Okay.
1 assist.
I'm stat man Gil. Do not blame me.
No, I'm saying. Okay, you said youngest to score 51.
Second youngest player in NBA history with 50-piece and no turnovers.
So 50-piece and no turnovers.
50
So you
points
just
and
added. So okay.
50
so
points and 0 turnovers.
I mean, it sounds like when you said
0 turnovers.
Yeah. So when you said, when I'm thinking when you said 50, like he's the youngest, one of the youngest to 50,
Yeah.
but you're throwing in extra.
0 turnovers.
0
He protected
turnovers.
the ball in that 50.
Zero
Creating a whole
turnovers.
other category for
Zero, yeah.
is
0
what we do.
turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
I just say 50.
in 32
I say
minutes.
50.
Yeah.
Just say 50.
I did not mention those
But
other
they can't
two
say
metrics.
50 because there's gonna be a hole. It doesn't make it look
50,
good.
But 50 y'all niggas was turning the rock over again. He protected the ball
I get
with
it.
no
I
Embiid.
get it. I get it.
Gil, like, what the fuck?
Nigga.
I had to, because you know with Joe, you have to listen to all of it.
Yeah, that's why.
With the 0, okay, so the 0 is part of the statute. So.
That's what good people do. But let's get into Tyrese Maxey's hibachi time. Forgot to do the graphic. Please forgive me in the back. They got the lights and shit. It's sizzling.
Benny Hanna.
Yeah, you have to listen to me, Gil, because I would give you all the information that is necessary in any particular moment. But, so let's talk a little bit about something else. He had the 50-piece and 0 turnovers, but after the game, Maxey did the now common Wilt photo tribute. I believe we have that. Holding up a piece of paper with 51 written on it. It was his career high. But are you feeling Maxey doing the Wilt tribute Or does there need to be a points minimum now to get that off? Seems like everybody's doing it. Do we need some type of criteria now to be able to do the Wilt 100 photo? Did have a career high 51 points. I will say that again.
Hey, because I'll damn sure hold my shit up with 11 on there. 11. Career high, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, I need 60 more. I need 60 more. I need 60 more.
Dead ass, man.
Straight up.
I mean, I think so, right? You got to at least score 70 at this point. I mean, but that young boy, he's been hooping. But I think at least get to 70 if you're going to do it. Because now guys are like, 50 is the new 70.
No, it ain't.
Guys are scoring 70 like it's like.
Motherfuckers had 50 at the end of the third, bro.
What I'm saying, career high. What I'm saying.
It's his career high, though.
He gonna do it
So
again,
when he gets 52, he get to do it again? What the fuck are we doing here?
That's what I'm saying.
Same sheet of paper, plus one on it.
Plus one on it.
Plus one.
That's what I'm saying. At least 70.
Like, okay, when Wilt did it, right? That was the only time he did it, right? He didn't do it when he had 70. He didn't do it when he had 60. None of those numbers, right? He did it 100 because that was something new.
Was it? But Gil,
Did Kobe do it with 81?
Nope.
You know Kobe's
He
not,
wouldn't dare.
He not fucking doing
He
no.
wouldn't fucking dare.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Right, so Kobe
He the type.
But we don't know if Wilt actually had a 100-point game because we see the photo, but nobody has any video.
Okay, did we do it? Did David Robinson do it when he had the 70-something?
Nope.
Admiral, Gil. He's admiral.
Michael
military
Thompson,
man.
He didn't do it either, right? Because, the threshold was 100, right? You can't do it until you get over that, right?
Oh, shit.
So we lowered the bar. Okay. The problem with this one is two people scored 70 this year already.
Crazy.
So therefore, it's your career high. Congratulations, get the ball, whatever. But to do something that is not even in the highest this season seems stupid. Right? So if someone, who averages 5, if he scores 40, he gets to do the same thing, you will look at him like, yo, what the hell is that? The same way Luka and Embiid is looking at you like, yo, bro, I just had 72 weeks ago.
Cat had 63.
Yeah, and Cat didn't have it up, even though that's his career high. Like the standard right now is 73, 70 what? 3?
73 for Luka.
Right, so whoever has 74, okay, that makes sense. It's the high this year. Right, but 51, that's laughable. I'm pretty sure this year
he was having a good day. I think he just got the cover of Slam magazine too that same day.
It was the man's career high.
We hating.
Everybody's career. Everybody's having. I'm just being honest. There's 82. There's how many games a game?
82.
There's 12 games a day. 6 games a day. Someone is going to have a career high. The dude who scores 1 point for the first time, he's going to have it.
They took the ball, tried to give. They took Giannis a 64-point ball, tried to give it to him.
What I'm saying,
I'm just saying. So we've seen this.
So if everyone's doing it just because it's their career high, it looks stupid.
It's 2024. Do we need something new besides a white sheet of paper?
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Even though you say it looks stupid,
we got Apple Provision. We got all types of shit. Can we get something new? Can we get something new?
We should have it should be, the standard is just simple.
So the league step in, they're like, nah, dog.
You gotta have more than 73.
You gotta have more.
73.
Whoever hits the highest, then if you want to do it, you do it. If you don't, everybody just take the ball if you need the ball at 51, then keep him moving. Because if he scores 62 tomorrow, right, he would look stupid. The 51 looks stupid now.
Yep.
Because then you would have to put 52. That would look stupid.
Well, he just have a bunch of these just framed on his walls. 51, 62, 60. Yeah. But I think the measure should be 82. 80. You got to have 82.
Career high, but Maxey
But I'm just saying, because people already did it this year, it should at least be above them. It should be whoever has the high in that moment in time.
So Maxey career high 51 points. Do you guys know who's the youngest player to score 50 or more in a game?
The youngest player?
The youngest player.
Luka.
Ooh, the youngest player to score 51, Luka.
You gentlemen are not Americans.
It's an American? Hold on. American basketball player would probably be
extremely talented, heavy in the fashion game, procurer of amazing clothes.
Brandon Jennings.
Oh yeah.
I know you just sitting there not saying
he ain't got it no more though.
Nigga said Luka.
He ain't got it no more though.
That was the dumbest shit. I knew that answer
I
already.
did. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Luka, everybody else but
That's what I
Mr.
said,
Big.
because he's the only rookie to ever score. He has the rookie record for 55.
Man,
And
I
three
locked
quarters.
that shit down,
Hey,
man.
that should be my own one
I
too.
locked that shit down, man.
They say he had like 50, but he's like the second youngest with no turnovers. Do mine with 55 and 3.
I just thought about it. I was like, wait, he owns the rookie record.
Tell him to move around, Brendan.
Move around.
Got it.
4 turnovers.
You did not. You did.
Bro, listen, when you score 50-something, when you score that, turnovers don't matter, bro. What you talking about?
What's the most turnovers you can have in a 50-point game?
Don't matter.
At least
So if I have
at
50,
least 7.
50 and 7
Yeah, you
turnovers.
can throw that bitch around. You can throw that
over
bitch
10
around.
is crazy.
Over 10 is
So
crazy.
50 and 9 is the threshold.
I don't care. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying.
We had 50 and 9 turnovers?
But if you have 50 and like 23
That's a
turnovers,
lot.
does that take, or you just tell people the 50 and you leave that part
If
out?
someone has 50 and 20 turnovers, you know how aggressive
what
that dude is?
Fuck.
You know how aggressive that man is? One, if a dude who has 50 and that many turnovers means he's a whole different player too, because the turnover is coming from what? Trying to pass the ball?
Bro, sit your ass down, my nigga. 20 turnovers?
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the type of player that means he's making turnovers passing or he can't dribble for shit.
He playing for the other team.
But I'm just saying he's going to be, that's an
I'm
aggressive
just throwing out a
How
wild
many
number.
turnovers you had? The 60.
I don't know.
See how many-
I don't.
Yo, 60.
How many assists?
I had
many
8
turnovers?
assists.
Okay, you were up.
60 and 8?
8 assists, 8 rebounds. But what I'm saying
You
is,
had 68 and 8?
What is that 60 like in
68,
today's game?
I had 55-5. Like
55, 5, and 5?
What is your 60 like in 2024, Gil? Is that like a 75-point game? And Brandon, what's your 55 like in today's game? At least 60.
I think that's an 80-point game, and that's a 65.
Well, we got. Well,
Because remember, you didn't
score
score
in the
a lot
first quarter,
Yeah.
so.
It's- Imagine you starting off.
But you would have took more shots.
and today, I mean, the only thing that changes is the aspect of there's more threes, right? So because there's more threes just being shot anyway, it changes the game a little bit. But how I played is damn near the same speed as how they're playing now. So I don't really see.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
it's hard to
but
do
the
that.
I think your mindset.
Our defense back then against the Princeton-style offense, we had to adjust to something that was foreign to us because we were used to different sets. So he got off based on knowing like the fucking flare screen for him when he used to cutting down and getting a layup and then he flare all of a sudden. That option alone got you a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Today, they don't even play defense like that.
Right.
So you getting more shots based on them just being lazy.
No.
Both of y'all,
Yeah, for
even
sure.
you in the pick and roll.
I think
you
you
used to
wait.
niggas showing.
Because you're saying the same thing. Nobody was used to it then. So if they wasn't used to it then and not used to it now, the same shots I got versus them, I'm gonna get it now.
But we showed a lot more effort of trying to get back to you. So if we would close out on that flare, it was up and boom, you doing your thing.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So my reaction time on what it is, if I pass it and you defense, right? You jump to the ball, flare. If you pushed up on me, I take the flare, then back door because you're behind me, right? If I flared and caught the ball and then you came here, I'm gonna pass it and then cut off of you, right? So because of the options that I have, it didn't matter what your effort was. I had options to whatever you were gonna do. So it doesn't really change today because they don't know it.
But it's more so the schemes that we had to put in to slow you down. We had to slow you down by one, taking the ball out of the big man's hand that can actually make those passes, putting pressure on the ball that actually, the nigga that's making the pass like Karan, you can't just let him pass the ball. We gotta put pressure on him. Today's defense is not gonna do none of that shit. It's free range to really pass and do whatever, which allows you, one, more possessions. Two, you get to get more fouls just because niggas not playing defense. You cutting through the lane, Like you literally gonna stack your points based on them not even being able to play that.
Because that's what I said. Because how I played, I'm like Shea. So me and Shea technically has that same thing. I was bigger than everyone, so I'm putting him in the post, right? I shot the ball a lot better and I was a lot faster. So I would have scored 70.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
75.
I don't know if it was that game. I would have scored 70 because I did have 20-something. I had 27 free throws, right? It wouldn't have been that game.
But your point production compared to Shay's right now, I see, I'm not going to say double, but I see you going at least to 35, 36 a game.
Yeah.
If he had 30,
on my style, what benefits
35,
me,
36.
what benefits me here is there's nobody in the back line that stops me, right? So, you're talking about the PJ Tuckers and the Grants. You guys are 6'4", 6'5", like the big man, Shaq and them couldn't keep me from trying to score in the lane, so you guys wouldn't do it because it's not like you guys are sitting there taking charges the whole night, right? Back then, I have KG and there's KG back there at 7 foot and Irving.
Yeah.
The big dude, the center.
Yep.
So there's 2 7-footers back there and I'm still trying to get to the basket. So you put that now to 6'11" and a 6'4".
But think about defense.
I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm never gonna try to shoot it through.
Defensively, how to try to slow you down. I can't push up on you so you drive more. You already a driver. But the way you shoot the ball, how do you guard that?
Yeah.
Now I gotta get off you to avoid you from driving and you shooting that bitch, boom, boom. Shea can't really, we'll take the shot on Shea. We're not taking that shit on you coming down.
But
for sure.
Shooters or guards, that's the advantage you have if you learn how to shoot.
Yep.
You have that advantage if you learn. So if you're a really fast guard, your second most important weapon will be shooting.
Yep.
Right? Driving, and that is third. Right? You want to be able to shoot the ball if you are fast.
Yep.
So, Gil, speaking of shooting the ball, let's talk a little bit about Steph Curry. Warriors have been a hot pack of mid, but that hasn't stopped Steph Curry from getting his cook on.
Someone said Gil only 6'5". Do you not realize everybody else was 6 foot? And 6'1".
Gil, you 6'5"?
No, I'm 6'4".
He's 6'3".
I'm
6'3" and a quarter.
You 6'4", Gil?
6'4". Basketball shoes.
With his basketball shoes on, yeah.
Okay. With basketball shoes on?
Okay.
So think about it. If I'm the second tallest point guard back then, right? It was Jason Kidd at 6'5", then me.
Okay.
Right? So that means I couldn't post up Jason Kidd, but everybody else got posted up. You too little.
Bro, you would score bro.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody too little. Today's game, most of these guys are bigger. So when someone says only, compared to these guys, yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Steph and some of these highlights from the Hawks game this weekend. Steph hit 10 threes,
barely in his hands and right in the
23 attempts from behind the arc. He went 22 for 38 from the field.
Wait, he did what?
22 for 38 from the field, 10 for 23 from three.
minutes left.
Shot 23 threes in this game and did go to OT.
I'm not going front. Atlanta got a good gym, man.
That's pulling. 10 of them things, Gil. Gil, in your 60-point game, you only shot 12 threes. You were 5 for 12, just in case you wanted to know. Steph out here cooking. One-man band. And after the game, he blessed Lindsay Lohan with the jersey from the game. Unfortunately, the Dubs were not able to get a dub. Took an L. So Steph joins Kobe as the only players over 35 to drop 60 in a game. Gil, in case you did not hear that, the only players over the age of 35 to drop 60 in a game. No quantifiers, turnovers, none of that other stuff. Just merely points at that age, over and above. But also joins Cat and Devin Booker on the list of players to drop 60 pieces this season in a losing effort. So interesting stat here. Number of NBA players who scored 60 points in a game and lost. There's only 2 in the 80s, 1 in the 90s, 0 in the 2000s.
The 80s is Michael Jordan, because he was probably the only person that was capable of scoring 60.
63.
And then as of that game, there was 3 and 13.
Is Jordan both of them? Because there's no way in hell that anybody in the 80s was scoring 60 points. But I don't give a fuck what y'all say. There's only one person in the 80s.
Larry scored 60.
I think Larry scored 60.
Yeah, but they won. It was a win.
In the 80s? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, Larry.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, in the loss, but Larry's team was good, so I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'll put my money on both. It has to be Jordan. And it has to be that
63.
That 85 year?
Rookie year, right?
No, the first and the third year maybe. Or just the third year.
So Jordan, the only other person with Bird did have a 60-point game. Bernard King had a 60-point game. I don't know if they're wins or losses, but those were the only 4 gentlemen, I think, to eclipse 60 points.
That year, so Bernard King probably?
It might have been, because he was the Knicks.
Yeah, so Bulls lost to the Hawks on April 16th.
Oh, it was Hawks? So it was
Jordan 61 and 87.
And then 63.
April 16th.
So it's both Jordan?
No, but this is regular season.
What?
It's Jordan and Bernard King.
Okay, Bernard King. Yeah, so this is regular. Obviously, Jordan in the playoffs and that. This is regular season. But let's talk about Steph and the Warriors. Warriors are 21 and 25 this season. 12th in the West, squarely out of the playoff or play-in hunt as of this point. But Brandon, I'm gonna start with you. Obviously, you got the Steph Curry Tough Crowd collab. How would you feel if you were in Steph's shoes right now?
I would just keep hooping and keep showing up. I mean, that's all I can do. I mean, where they are right now is where they are. But for Steph's sake, I would just keep showing up and just keep doing what I'm doing.
So let's just say over 35 now, close to the twilight of your career. Obviously still want to keep the dynasty going, still want to win championships. Team is mid.
Yeah, I mean, for Steph, I mean, just hoop and, you know, management, the top people at the top got to take care of business at this point. I mean, you know, I mean, or Steph got to go in there and tell him what he wants.
Isn't that what the other players have done? Like your Bucks, Giannis? Hey, man,
Yeah, but
what are we doing?
Yeah, but is that confirmed, though?
Hey, man.
Is that confirmed?
No, I'm talking about in the
Giannis-
beginning of the season before. Remember we had the group chat conversation and Giannis was saying what he was saying to try to get better players and then they made the trade, right? It's because of what he said. Hey, man, what are we doing? Steph ain't said that yet.
Or
Bron has
at least
said
not
it.
publicly.
Bron has said it. What are we doing? All right, they made changes.
When is the trade
Every
deadline?
big star, we talking
Trade
about.
deadline this Thursday,
Thursday.
noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Should see a lot of wheeling and dealing.
23 threes, bro.
That's
38 shots, 23 threes.
So what does he need to go in there and tell Mike Dunleavy?
Get the Clay. Mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
So just Clay?
Dre too.
Ooh. Sacre blue.
Or you keep them and Kuminga gotta go and we
So you give up the youth?
Now, because Kuminga's the only one that really showing promise that you get a good pieces for him.
Haircut Kuminga, no. Ooh.
You get nice. You get nice out
Haircut
there.
Kuminga.
Haircut Kuminga. I mean, but he like the only one really out there that's really Wiggins. Wiggins and Kuminga gotta go. You gonna keep them old fossils around?
You're not keeping Kuminga? Ooh.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna keep Dre and Clay, you gotta get rid of Kuminga and Wiggins.
Gotta get rid of who?
Wiggins and Kuminga.
No, Kuminga ain't going nowhere now.
Why?
Because he's the most valuable asset.
That's why you should get
He's
rid
young,
of him.
But he's young, though.
Because he's the most valuable. If you want something back that's good, reasonable.
But he don't make enough money.
Yeah, he's not making enough bread right now.
So you're not gonna get back. So no one's gonna overpay you.
Package. You're gonna have to package him. Three-team deal. You're gonna have to move around. You're gonna have to do some dealing. Mike Dunleavy gonna have to get in his bag. He gonna have to figure out, like, how do we make a package deal to get some value back if we're not gonna break the band up?
You can't. You have to break the band up because, I mean, if you're gonna get rid of Kuminga, you have to throw in something you don't want.
Right.
Right. And the problem is, for Clay and Steph's survival, they need a player like Kuminga.
Yep.
Who can drive now. Like I said, the same way you guys won championships, in a sense, is you didn't win the same way every year.
Yep.
Right? Your last one was different than your first one, right? Now you have a guy who can really rim hunt. Now think about when teams go small to try to guard you guys. Kuminga's gonna take advantage of that because now he's the most explosive person on the court. Right, so you can say, hey, Draymond, get out, Kuminga go in. Now when you do the pick and roll and he drives, watch your head now, right? So now he takes advantage. Now you got to put a big guy in there. Now I can sell him out, put Dre in now. You know what I mean? So now you get the will and deal. So for Steph's future, I need now, Kuminga has shown that the way he attacks, the way he plays the game, now I have an inside out versus just out. I mean, 23 threes is crazy. So you know now that now the way Steph is playing is going to be more from the arc. He's getting older. So now, 23 threes, 23, 17 threes is going to be in the future. So now I need someone that can go in and take some of those hits to make it easier for Steph.
So what are we looking for as a team, though? The things that
We ain't looking
lacking,
for shit.
We're lacking bench. We're lacking depth. We don't have what we need that's just going to take us to the playoffs, one. And then we got Chris Paul on the bench, right? We got Draymond, who is not the same caliber player. Clay, not the same caliber. You got the white kid, was it the Pajitsky?
Yeah.
But, like, you got guys who are unexpected showing up for you because you're at, and then you got GP Jr., GP2, he ain't healthy. So you got some assets that can be moved, but it's like the one thing you need is depth. Because Steph can get it done. He's proven he can get it done. but he can't get it done by himself.
I think Warriors need a big.
Or. Just enjoy.
So I said just
enjoy.
Tank it.
No, I mean, ain't no tank it. You playing for real, like Steph. Just play. Like they've won 4. They won 4 championships.
Are you saying it don't matter?
What I'm saying is they won 4 championships. You know, Steph has done everything Steph could have done with the roster he has had. I mean, he's he's still doing it, right? He's in rock star status. If you can build another team around him within the next year or 2, right? Then let's go for it. But he's not going to be no different than LeBron is right now, right? Where you're older, but we're expecting this greatness, and
the
expectations of you winning because of what you've done is going to over-exceed anything anyway. Because if I bring someone in that's going to take away from you to win, are you going to be willing to take that back seat?
And you don't think Steph would be willing to take that back seat if it means extending his championship window?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
LeBron,
It's
but the
business,
Lakers, he went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and obviously LeBron in year 20 at that point. I just don't feel like Steph's gonna be like, yeah, we won 4, I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just
but what I'm saying is my biggest star is Steph. So that means I will have to reboot it and then somehow bring in so much talent that pushes him to what, 3?
Yeah. There ain't enough talent in the league to do that.
So you don't think Steph can still be a number 1 on a champ? Like, he's not playing good enough for if I give him a solid 2 and 3 now.
No, facts. But this year, I mean, what are you gonna do that in the summer?
So,
because I mean, it ain't gonna be through trades right now. Right. Nobody's giving up those type of assets today, right?
You don't think they would shuffle up?
Fuck no. There's nobody in that kind who's that desperate right now to take on Clay and them. That's not in the playoff race, right? So I mean, what are you gonna go and try to get?
LaMelo.
Who?
LaMelo.
They're not giving up LaMelo. They're not giving up their franchise guy.
Who, Charlotte?
Charlotte's not giving up their franchise right now.
That's all they got.
Hell no.
That's all they got.
They said that's my ticket seller.
Trash with them.
That's my ticket seller.
Trash with them.
That's all they
Ain't
got,
no
though.
tickets. They ain't not selling out.
Yeah,
The
they
Charlotte play. Charlotte not selling out. Trust me.
They selling enough.
They not selling nothing.
What you gonna?
Them niggas is not coming to see LaMelo. Even I'm not saying he's not good enough to be a ticket seller, but they not going to just go buy and watch him play.
And you think they're gonna do it if Wiggins or
if
Clay
he go to
there?
Golden State?
No, what I'm saying is you think they're gonna come if Wiggins?
You think
and
the
Clay
Warriors
get
are gonna come off of LaMelo for what the Warriors have to offer right now?
I've said it got to be a multi-team deal. It can't be a straight up, but it's got to be a culmination of players moving around, like a mega block star, a blockbuster deal. Like,
you know, but that's
a lot of shit happening.
You're getting right now. If you're the general manager and you trade a 22-year-old, a 22-year-old who is still considered a rookie. Forget a rookie. Michael Jordan came in at 22. Larry Bird came in at 23, right? So you're getting rid of an asset that hasn't even blossomed yet.
He been in the league, what, 4?
It don't matter
4 or 5
how
years?
long he's
Talking
been
about
in.
Kuminga?
No,
They talking about
LaMelo.
Okay, LaMelo.
Right, so you're taking an asset that hasn't even turned into a tree. This is still here.
Yeah.
So you're getting rid of that. Don't even know what it's gonna be yet.
Yep.
Right? You would be fired for that.
No.
Yes, you would.
Oh, they do it
because
all,
if he
they do it
leaves
all the time.
What I'm saying is if he leaves, right? Remember, this is not a tree. This is a little bush. You traded your little bush, and then he turns into this tree. Right? This is LeBron. Like, we know what LeBron was in Cleveland. He goes to Miami. Just imagine they traded him to Miami, which they did technically.
They did trade him to Miami.
Now you traded, and he becomes that. You fired. Right? You traded him. You traded your asset too fast.
But the asset ended up coming back.
Yeah. Older.
Better.
Came back older, 2 years
Better.
of winning championship. But you won
Better.
two. But you won 2. You won 2 over there. You gave me 1 and left. When all 3 of those could have been mine.
But you gave me 1.
All 3 of those could have been mine.
I get it, but we talking about LaMelo.
And that's if he comes back.
Leaving Charlotte, that's not going to ever be nothing and never get nothing. Even if he is a little tree, right? You're talking about bringing Steph back home or bringing somebody in that can actually, like, you're changing the dynamic of the landscape.
Well, you're going to
talking about rebuilding. You're talking about rebuilding for one, and you're talking about giving up and taking an investment in for another. Like, that's a business decision that Golden State going to have to consider, where it's like, are we going to keep Steph, rebuild our whole organization, or are we going to keep all of our fossils together, keep this shit and ride it till the wheels fall off? There's a decision that needs to be made.
Steph?
Well, you saying Trae, Steph, or LaMelo? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying. Well, or at least consider
No, what I'm
a
saying is
possibility of moving some shit around if you're gonna move it around.
But if you're Charlotte, are you gonna take in a 35-year-old?
Oh, in Charlotte for Steph?
Are you talking about Steph or LaMelo?
No.
Oh,
I'm considering it.
Like if you're Charlotte,
35-year-old Steph that went to Davidson.
I mean,
playing at his pop's old team. It's a story. It's a story.
I know. I hear.
And it's a mega star.
No.
And it ain't just like this is a mega star coming back to the roots. Right? And then you got LaMelo, which he's saying is a little tree that can pan out to be another Steph in a place where Steph was.
So let's talk about the Warriors at this deadline.
Wait, hold on. Okay, just understand this, right? When you're saying bringing in Steph, right? Let's just put LaMelo in the same category as Steph when he first got drafted, right?
It's difficult because Steph came out of college.
What I'm saying is, if you trade Steph within the first 4 years of his career, you miss him. Remember, he was injured. He didn't play he didn't turn into the Curry we know until 26, 27 years old.
LaMelo dealing with similar issues.
So what ends up happening is if you trade you would have traded that Bush and it would have turned into something you don't.
But that's a risk that you take.
But that's what I'm saying. Why? Because you're gonna have Steph for what? 2 years?
Because you don't know if LaMelo's gonna turn into a Steph.
But what
you
I'm
don't
saying,
know that.
But what I'm saying is, you only have Steph Curry for 2 more years, and you have the end of him, right? With LaMelo, I have 14 more possible years. As an investment, whatever Steph is going to give me in 2 years, 14 years, LaMelo's going to give me whatever.
But you're still not going to be winning shit with
don't
LaMelo Ball.
But if
you're
I'm not
Charlotte
gonna win,
and you got to ask
You're not going to win anything with Steph.
But the possibilities are better
2
with
years.
the 2 years.
The 2 years is
to build
nothing.
value.
I got to build
what value?
Build the value of the team. The team value.
I'm not going to build a champion.
Selling out tickets.
2 years.
Charlotte.
2 years.
Sellouts. 2 years.
That's
Steph.
2 years.
So you might get 1 year.
Return on the
You might get
investment.
one.
What investment are you getting for LaMelo for 14 years and they not selling out?
You don't know. You don't know what he's going to turn. Why you?
Point. It's a risk. It's a risk.
So you risk 14
risk.
years for just 2 years? That's crazy.
They make these investments and these risks all the time. It's just like when you had Kyrie Irving and then you took the chance of bringing LeBron James back when you already had this guy. Now he moves to number 2. Now you don't have something that you can see to pan out to what we actually drafted him for. Number 1, the number 1 draft pick. We picked him to be here. He's starting to pan out, but then we bring this guy in and to dilute what we think
he did pan out, though.
He pan out.
He did pan out.
He won a championship. He became an all-star, all-NBA player.
Everything. So you did everything.
It's like trading him.
Come on, man. But we didn't see what he could pan out to be by himself.
It didn't matter.
We did.
No, we didn't.
But it didn't matter.
He was an all-star by himself over there.
No, what I'm saying is if this is my number 1 and this is my number 1 and I brought in this and he made a number 2, that's how great my team is if this number 1 option is now a number 2. This is
without
like
LeBron coming back, it's
this is like
small
trading.
market again. It's a no-name destination. Nobody's really gonna come because LeBron James, when he left, it was here. Then we bring this young kid in to try to get back this mojo. Then we had to bring him back to bring it back up here.
Yeah, it's like
because there wasn't nothing.
It's like trading, but it's like trading it. But it's like trading that young asset before it blossomed. Versus adding it. If you're going to add Steph with LaMelo, hell yeah.
But that's still gonna dilute the two because they're playing in the same position.
It don't matter.
It's the same position.
It don't matter. No, it's not.
They're 2 point guards.
But one can play 2, one can play 1. He fits better with Steph now.
I understand what y'all saying. I just want y'all to understand what I'm saying as far as when you look at the 2 assets being tradable pieces, the risk is that you're going to risk betting on LaMelo to pan out to be something like Steph, rather than taking Steph for what he is now
for 2 years
and double it. Not even 2. Let's just say 4.
No, it's going to be 2 years.
Let's just say it's 4. He's
39. So it's 39.
Stay in Charlotte for 2 years, so you're going to get 2 years of Steph in Charlotte.
Let's say you get 4 years. 4 years of Steph in Charlotte.
He's 35, so all the way to 39.
Steph is not going to play to 39 in Charlotte.
And what is he going to look like at 39?
If he can take the Charlotte Hornets to the playoffs and make a run, and they put some pieces around him,
what pieces are going to put? Look at the contract you're taking in. You're taking in. What
contract do you have now? don't got no contract.
Yeah, but I got a 22-year-old. But
you could take in the contract because you don't got nothing.
But I'm saying, what is he going to look at 27, 28, 29, 30?
know.
Like, I got him all the way to 35 before you trade him for Steph. So
think about you almost
LaMelo under contract till 2028 as of right now.
Think about you almost bringing in Scoot for Brandon Miller. The decision you made that was because Brandon Miller is a 2 guard and Scoot is a point. So we're going to let them take Scoot in Portland. We're going to take Brandon Miller because we don't want to.
No, we already have a point guard.
Yeah, exactly. We already got something here. Right. So that's why we didn't pick that. Otherwise, you would have picked that and been like, all right, Melo, we really believe in this new pick we just picked. We're eventually going to move you because we feel more value in this pick. But we picked Brandon because we know we are valued.
And that was the right pick. Thank God.
Right. And why? Because you're still losing.
No, but
yes, they're still losing, but they're young.
You're young. You're trying to.
First year.
You're trying to. This is like Golden State ripping their team up before Clay, Curry, and what's the name even build.
Or that's like getting rid of Monte Ellis before you can actually see how he actually pans out with Steph.
Yes, but you won because you have Clay. So
you didn't have Clay when you got rid of him, though. And you didn't know Clay was going to be Clay. Clay went to Washington State. You didn't know Clay was going to pan out to be a splash, brother.
Clay was a lottery pick.
But I'm saying is you didn't evaluate Monte and Curry. You evaluated, okay, these are the 1 and 2. Can I find a better 1 and 2?
But Monte was already number 1 before Steph got there.
Yeah.
So you bring in another player at the same position because it's a decision you have to make. And it's just like Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision because we got 2 guys who could potentially be the same.
The decision both worked. The decision worked out.
No, what was the tough decision?
It wasn't. It both worked out.
They both worked out.
But what was the tough decision? I got to pick one or the other.
Okay, and they both worked out.
If you get
They're
rid
both
of
young.
Fox, the Sacramento Kings is not the same team.
Yes, why not?
We don't know that. We do not.
We do know that.
No, we do not.
Why not?
That's why they kept De'Aaron Fox.
Because he's a better fit for them.
Is it better?
Say it again?
They didn't better fit for them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it was he's a better player.
I didn't say that about
one is more of a scorer, one is more of an assist.
It's about what's the better pick for the position of the team. We keep a De'Aaron Fox here. Doing this is a better situation for us.
There's no different than
it panned out for Indiana because they didn't have anybody in that
panned
position.
out for both players.
It panned out because what Hallie is today, they didn't see that then.
Oh, they did? That's why they drafted him.
Just like Brunson. They didn't see Brunson like Dallas. Remember, Dallas has Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
They see what Brunson is. They didn't know he was worth what he is now. So when they said, oh, you overpaid for this guy, he's underpaid now.
They just knew they couldn't pay him.
Because they didn't know he was
pay him.
They didn't know he was worth that.
They knew he was that good, though. They knew he was good enough.
No.
Mark knew he was that good.
But But the thing is, I have Luka that does the same thing you do at the same size. I mean, you're 6'1" doing that. I have Luka at 6'9" doing it.
Luka's doing rebounding.
Why would I take the ball?
Triple-double guy.
Would you take what I'm saying is, at the last 5 minutes, why would I take the ball out of Luka's hands to give it to Brunson? Even though Brunson is great at what he does in the last 5 minutes, but I have Luka doing it too. So I have a clash. So the value, it's like when a woman says, when you ask a woman, what is your value? And she says, I'm the table. Cool, that sounds great. Yeah. But I already have a table.
I already have a table,
right?
Yes.
So fuck your table, I'm gonna put it in the closet. What else do you bring? Well, I don't bring nothing else because I'm the table. Well, now, unfortunately, no matter how great you are as a woman, I don't need you because the value that you bring, I already have it covered. So with Brunson goes into a place that needed his value. Now the $100 million man is actually worth way more. But to Dallas, he wasn't worth it.
That's what I say about Halliburton. Halliburton's worth is more in Indiana because they did not have anything there. They had no table.
But if they switch it, both values are the same because they're both great players.
De'Aaron Fox is going to go to Indiana and do the same thing he's doing.
No.
Yes, they are. They both are.
Because Fox was already there for how many years? He's already acclimated. You traded me to another team. This new nigga has to do something with a team that's already dependent on their leadership qualities. But Indiana don't have no expectations. It's like, hey, look, we just gonna run this thing and figure it out.
But sometimes
Indiana.
Sometimes coaches and management don't see something. right? They just don't see it. Like even with Maxey, they don't. You see he's good, but you don't know how good he really is until you open the threshold. So sometimes they'll trade a player before he even.
Right.
Shea. Yeah. Just like Shea.
And the Clippers.
Right. No matter like it, you just.
But
you know what? You know.
The trade still worked out.
That's what I'm saying with LaMelo. It's like LaMelo, we know his talent and we know his threshold, right? But we don't know 14 years down the line that he could pan out to be a megastar like Steph. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can see it.
Listen,
he's been hurt.
He has mega. I'm about to say Melo.
He would be a megastar now if we can see it. Because what year is he in? He's in year 5. His fourth season going into year 5.
And
so you said that.
I mean, he's only what, 20 what?
He don't have no All NBAs. He don't have none of that. But remember you said Steph at year 4, he was just turning the corner. At year 4.
Steph was an all-star. I think Melo Ball was already an all-star.
LaMelo be 23 in August.
23, that's what I'm saying.
He's been an all-star.
We'll be 23 after the season's over with.
So, but Steph in his year 4 became.
They're not even on the same planet at the same time,
Yeah, don't do that.
So Steph was really that guy, right?
No.
Year 4, what, year 5 he became that guy?
26, 27.
No.
It was a run they had. It was a run they had with Mark Jackson when they lost against the Spurs. And they came back the next year.
And then they came back the next year.
That was his 4th year. So LaMelo in his 4th year, he ain't all NBA. He ain't doing all that stuff like the next 3 years is gonna.
But you're not taking in age. You're taking in years. Age plays a different role.
I'm taking in influence and what you can do.
Right. So by the fourth year, Steph was 24, turning 25.
Averaging 23 a game. His first MVP season was he was 26 in his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
6th season.
6th season?
Yeah,
MVP at the 6th season. This is Melo's 4th year.
That's why we was able to build that dynasty because his first 4 years were all right.
It was trash.
But they got him for cheap.
Yeah,
they got him for cheap.
4 for 44. So that 5th and 6th year was when he re-up.
No, he re-up in his 4th year. They signed him to that bad deal because he wasn't playing.
The 5th and 6th season.
4th season, they gave him an extension.
Right.
So Drew Holiday made more than him.
Going into his 5th and his 6th season, that's when he started to turn the corner into the superstar with the bad deal. Right.
So LaMelo is 22 right now, averaging 24.
And he's in his 4th season.
Yeah.
4th season.
22.
So next year, his production would have to go up for him to be in that stratosphere.
24. So 24, that was Steph at 25. Yeah. So it's 3 years in front, age-wise.
But that's because Steph did go to college.
But that's what I'm saying. So you can't evaluate him on the years. It's the age because the maturity of the player. He just has an advantage because he came in early. That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you have a player at 18 that's if you have a number 1 pick that's 18 and you have a number 1 pick that's 23, technically, who's supposed to have the better year? The 23-year-old.
And that's why I would take Steph at 35 and have 3 years left on him, knowing that what I got is here. I got this, and it's in Charlotte. We're going to build this.
What are you building? Nobody's coming to Charlotte for just 3 years.
Yes, they are, to see Steph Curry. To see Steph Curry,
but what players are you getting, though?
What do you mean?
Like, this is not like Bron
it's
going to
Steph
LA.
Curry.
Well, speaking of LeBron, let's talk a little bit about Bron. So LeBron, 21 years deep in the league, easily one of the most successful hoopers ever on and off the court. After the Lakers beat the Knicks in Madison Square Garden, LeBron gave some free game on what it takes to be great.
Learn the history of the game, respect the ones that came before you, even when they do disrespect you. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. Know who paved the way. Understand that, what a professional is all about. Be a pro. Show up to work. Be ready to work. If you're on time, you late. Put the work in. The game gives back to you when you put the work in. That's what the game guys do. So, come to the gym. We're one of the first ones to the gym. We're one of the last ones to leave. And just pour it all into the game. If you want to be great, and if you want to be, someone that's, will never be forgotten in this league. So, it's a lot. The cars and the jewelry and all the other dumb shit that don't matter means absolutely nothing. And I see a lot of these young kids, they get so unfocused about stuff that is so material that they can lose their focus. Just worry about the game. When you worry about the game, everything will take care of itself. Worry about the game, worry about your family, and then worry about the game some more. And be selfish too. It's okay to be selfish because you have to be a little bit selfish to be able to be great.
So with the glitz and glamour that comes with being in the league, how hard is it to focus on the main thing and avoid temptations and distractions as a younger player?
It all depends on your background. You know, for the most part, you know, when you're making it to the NBA, the player themselves don't value money because we don't know it, right? We don't know what a $1 million look like. We don't know. So that's usually, that narrative has been pushed by our parents, right? When we're coming into the league, buy me this, buy me that, and that's when we become materialistic versus the dream of when, you know, we were 10 years old playing the game, because what we're seeing on TV is the game itself. We're not seeing cars and jewelry and stuff. We're seeing basketball. So that's where our focus is, and once we get it and everyone's pulling and pulling and pulling, it puts us into that mindset. But, you know, LeBron is right. You know, as long as you're focusing on the game aspect on it, everything that you're seeking and wanting always follows, period.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said period like I'm a chick.
But there comes a point where it turns, all right? When we were all coming up, I don't think any of us like, damn, I just want to play so I can get a max contract, right? You were playing to be the best at your craft. Then the business side comes of it, as you mentioned, give the friends and family and everybody else who looks at you as their vehicle to success as well. But, you know, that's the meal ticket.
I disagree, man. The influence is heavy on music, film, and social media at this point. I mean, even though Gil makes a great point about everything he said, I think that the biggest influencer is what we seen when we were younger. If you wasn't watching BET or MTV, the influence was Cameron and Jay-Z and the glamour and the glitz of being, you know, the whips, the chains.
Master P, Gold Ceiling.
You know, Cash Money Records, bling, 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 bling. Like, in order to get to this level, you gotta have the money. In order to get the money, you gotta either have a jump shot or slang crack rock, right? So one or the other in that era was the decision you made. So I look at it now and you say, well, how is a guy supposed to take it serious as far as the craft and the professionalism of the sport when you're being pushed to buy this, buy that, be this, be that, and if you are, this is what you get for it. You get the girl, you get the Sports Center, you get the fucking magazine covers, you get all of the shit is pushed by the culture. So for the kids, it's like, how do you discern and not listen to what LeBron's saying, but when the contradiction is coming from the music? When you love NBA Youngboy, you love Lil Durk, and you love these guys, and then you see Ja Morant mimicking that shit, and you like, look at the consequence for that. But he's just doing what he's seeing, right? So it's learned behavior. So for me, I look at it on the other side, like, damn, well, how do we mitigate adopting what LeBron's saying, but also seeing what the real problem is? It ain't got nothing to do with you taking the game serious more than it is you imitating what you're seeing outside of the sport. And that's what I see the biggest problem is who your influences are.
Yeah, like the people that you have around you. But it is true though, like people aren't taking the game serious though anymore. Like, so he does have a point, like, you know, getting back to the craft, yeah, okay, music, fashion, and sports, that's something that's always been in our culture. What they're pushing out, what people are pushing out, that's something that they've always been, even before social media. When I was coming up, people was pushing stuff in front of my face all the time. But I think it's about just the decisions that you make, the people you have around you. You know, the reason why he's great and the reason why these guys are great, Steph and them, is the people they have around. Like, you know, so, but we're human. Like, you know, right from wrong, that's from the day of school. Like, you know, like, so it's like, if you, I don't know, you gotta just.
You can't skip over the experience though, because LeBron can't say he didn't buy the chains and the whips. He went through the experience of knowing that this ain't the shit that's gonna keep me in the league.
Right, but he had the right people around him.
But he still went through it, regardless of the people around him.
Everyone's gonna go.
Everybody gonna go.
He still bought the chain. He still bought the whip. So regardless of it, he has experience and testimony to say, listen, guys, I done this shit.
Right.
I bought that shit. I'm telling y'all, that ain't it. Right. And I know that's what the message is. It's like, bro, all that shit that y'all focusing on now, it ain't it, because I've been there.
Right.
And that's a testimony. So that's why it makes sense for him. But it's like pushing the button of saying, like, this is the real issue. It ain't that you're not focused. It's that you're allowing the influence to lead you into another path.
Okay, but okay, I get what you're saying. But I've never watched a rapper do something and I want to do it. There was nothing a rapper bought that I get into the NBA and say I want to follow him. He's not my hero.
But you did buy a whip and you did drive.
Not because of
you did drive all the way from Oakland all the way to such and such to
go
ride
to Sunset.
to do what you seen to be cool.
But what
That's
I'm saying
a
is you're
culture.
saying the music and the culture. What is the culture? If we're all broke and grew up broke, that is our culture, right? So we wouldn't know no expensive shit anyway.
So that's what we're seeing right now.
But I'm saying you're still seeing other people live that luxurious life.
And you wanted to do the same
Damn, I wish
shit.
I had a private plane, or damn, I wish I could.
I'm gonna put some speakers in this whip. I'm gonna put some TVs in this whip because it's bling bling. It's big timers. That's what we see.
But that's something. That's the actual era I grew up in, and I didn't do it when I bought it, not because of a rapper. I'm following the group that I'm following. That's the NBA players.
But
right?
they got it from the rappers.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying culture. My culture is who I'm sitting next to. Right? So I'm not listening to a song and someone says, yeah, I'm about to go buy gutted out seats with the Ferrari, and that doesn't make me go buy something. You pulling up and then what, like, yo, where you get that from? And you be like, oh, I want to go boom, boom. Give me your people. So we're learning from each other in the locker room. We're not listening to music.
We're saying the same thing because the gutted out seats that you're seeing, it came from the actual song from the big timers. Gator boots with the pimped out Gucci.
And how many
the
NBA
reason why he came in and you've seen it is because that's where he got it from.
Now think about an NBA player. Who the fuck wore a Gucci suit with the Gator boots? No, that's not our culture. Like football players are in the
but
same.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about doing the exact same thing as he's saying, but you definitely seen niggas pull up. I know Sebastian Telfair definitely had pimped out MCM with the shoes in the bag to match, and motherfuckers pulled up with the furs. If you was a fly nigga, you wore fly shit because what you seen is you seen niggas in New York with that fly shit.
That's his culture. That's not everybody's culture.
It's hip hop culture.
But everyone's not hip hop. You're just assuming everybody's hip hop,
bro. So what you saying?
Can you say that hip hop culture is extremely influential though on the black community? And
Period.
Music,
whether
sports,
they're
fashion.
Period. Niggas is not dressing like Lil Nas X with the hat on. Woo woo woo. Niggas is not doing that. That's not nigga shit. That's not hip hop. Hip hop is, especially when we came in, was throwback jerseys, big ass baggy jeans, big ass white tees, Yankee fitted, button ups, depending on where you from, Chucks, khakis, you know what I'm saying? Exhibit and all that. It depends. You got LA, you got down south, you got Midwest, everybody got a different.
But I'm saying you're talking about spending money. For the most part, most of those rappers ain't got money.
But they
for me to even mimic
but it look like it, bro. You know what it is when you talk about prop money and we acting like we getting shit and it's the nigga that's just giving us the shit for the video. It's all semantics at the end of the day.
But I'm saying when Dwayne Wade went to the club and spent money, it wasn't because of a rapper he was watching. It was because of Shaq came in. This is what Shaq's doing. So we're mimicking. Think about it.
Shaq?
But think about it.
What was Shaq?
But what I'm saying is think about what
was a rapper.
Okay, but that's
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer.
But what I'm saying is we are mimics to what we are around, right? So if I'm around my teammate and my teammate is going to the club, my teammate is getting work, that's what I'm following. I don't give a fuck what Jules Santana's doing. I don't know him. I'm watching him on TV. I don't know that when we watch MTV Cribs, we didn't say, ooh, I want this because of this rapper did it. It's the NBA dude. The NBA dude got this jersey collection. I want the jersey collection.
The NBA, before we get to the league, there ain't no teammates here. There ain't none of that. Yeah. It's, man, I can't wait to get that. When I get that, I'm going to get that. I'm not next.
I was like, yo,
But when we got the money, did we go do that?
That's different. But that's
we didn't.
That's different.
But we didn't do it.
That's different. I'm talking about the ambition and the influence to have us go try to get that shit came from what we were watching. We was looking at that shit like, damn, big timers, Lil Wayne and them, shit, I'm a nigga from the hood too. So what kind of come up do I gotta get to get to that shit? We wasn't looking at our teammates then, but like once we got the bread, it's like, oh, that Louis bag that I seen that nigga with, that Christopher Jones, 10 bands?
Say who with?
I'm about to get that shit.
Then seen who with?
Whoever.
Your teammate?
No, nigga, I seen this shit on TV. And once
You seen the shit on TV when you was 10 years old?
No, I was 14 years old.
Okay, so you seen when you were 14
Louis
years
Vuitton,
old,
Christopher
and when you was
bag.
20, when did you get in the league?
19.
You got in the league at
No,
20. You're 20 years old, so 6 years later, you went after the bag you seen at 14.
Yes. The same way when I was watching Darnell Harvey at the McDonald's All-American game, and I said, Mama, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in that game. I'm going to be in that game. And you know what I was in? I was in that game.
That makes sense. You're watching Darnell Harvey, a basketball player in a game. Like,
why wouldn't it make sense for a rapper? If I'm in music and I like music, if I mimic to be Tupac and I'm sitting there.
Yeah, but can you get rappers want to be hoopers and hoopers want to be rappers?
Facts, but we're not, stop. I'm an elementary dude. I'm an elementary dude listening to Tupac and he talking about champagnes and balling. I do not wait 7 years, 8 years later to get money to mimic some shit I see when I was 12. Right?
But you want
you don't do it. When you get there,
you saying you don't do that. You didn't do that.
When you get there, you get to the level and what room you're in today. The millionaires, when we're little, we're not millionaires. So obviously we're dreaming of something. When we get there and we're there in real time, the stuff I buy is coming from the room I'm in. He buys a Maybach. Oh shit, who got you that Maybach? Let me go buy that. You went to the mall. I'm buying it. I'm not going watching
That's
MTV.
you being
I'm not going MTV.
That's you being competitive with niggas you around.
Cameron got this. I'm gonna go buy what I'm gonna go buy I'm gonna buy a pink Escalade off the 35s. No.
I'm not about to do that with a nigga next to me. I'm not about to be like, oh, I'm about to go get what he got because he got it. No.
Man.
That's lamer.
That's lamer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chicky got the work, so I'm gonna go get the work.
No.
Your whole life, the whole thing you talk about is
I didn't go get the work because Ticket had to work, my nigga. No.
Okay.
No.
Chat.
No.
You've heard McCants talk for a year and a half. Or a year. All his influences that he said, did he ever say it came from a rapper or Ticket?
And what influence are you talking about? Basketball influence? You mean how to become a better basketball player?
Anything you said. Work, clubbing.
Basketball.
Work, clubbing.
No club.
Smoking weed.
Ticket didn't club. Ticket didn't club. Ticket didn't club. So you got that's wrong.
You went to the club.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Ticket didn't club. Ricky Davis. This is your story.
Yeah. So my story of
smoking weed. Did it come from Snoop Dogg?
I understand.
Did it come from Snoop Dogg or did it come from the Ticket?
Listen.
We're going off of what you're saying.
Wait a minute, Gil. We were all smoking weed because of Snoop. Let's just
because he didn't smoke weed. He can't say that.
Who did
he
you?
can't say that.
No. Okay.
He can't
Who did he
that.
say?
Who did I say? I said, when I met Ticket, we all smoked weed together in the summer. That had nothing to do with him.
Who was his influence?
I smoked weed in college.
Did you smoke before?
I smoked weed in college.
So
what is he talking about?
Who is your
So you're trying to make a point that doesn't even make sense because we're talking about culture, hip hop, and influence. We're not talking about a teammate that made me go buy some shit. No, we all had ambitions to buy shit if you were broke, because you were not. Okay? So the testimony's gonna come from a nigga that didn't have, who was looking up like, damn. Dipset, cash money, no limit. Damn. Yeah. When I get, or if I get, I know what I'm gonna go buy, because when I got my bread, what did I go buy? I didn't go buy what my motherfucking teammates was buying. I went to go buy what I said I would buy when I got it because of what I seen.
We can only go off of what you actually say on this couch. That's it. And what you have said on this couch is the influences that you went through didn't come from Dipset.
Bro, we're talking about basketball. Anytime an influence I've said has to do with the actual game, which came from the people I played with. That has nothing to do with buying shit or doing anything outside of the sport. So don't try to use that.
Okay, again.
Hey, so
you want to keep interrupting? I'm going to let you talk. So we're going to try it again. When you wanted to upgrade your hotels to presidential suites, was it because a Birdman said it, or was it because a Ticket said it? When you was going to clubs in Utah and partying, popping bottles, did it come from Diddy popping bottles, or did it come from the teammates that you were with?
Jay-Z, Cristal. Did you watch any Jay-Z videos?
Yes.
Okay. Did you buy Cristal?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I buy Cristal because of
Who else was buying Cristal?
Again, You're saying that today, but I can only go off of what you said for the last year and a half. And
Because that's you trying to prove a point you can't prove.
The last year that you've told every story and the brags you've been doing has been coming from the influence of the people you're around, not the people you're watching.
Playing basketball, Gilbert, not living lifestyle.
Everything you've bought, everything
has nothing to do with Kevin Garnett,
That's
bro.
what you said.
Brandon, what do you got to say?
That's what you said.
I said, look, I get both their points, but I do feel I get both their points for sure. Like when I was young, yeah, of course I wanted to buy this up. But when I got to the league, though, like I can say, like when I started smoking, it was because I was fucking with Rasheed Wallace. It was certain things. If I saw Michael Redd come in, I'm a rookie.
Yeah,
I saw Michael Redd come in with a nice car, shopping at Louis Vuitton. I started just, you know, it's just certain shit that I've seen from my peers from basketball that helped me though. Like yes, I can see them from a distance, but I'm not gonna be able to feel the same unless I'm like in the presence of in which you're around your teammates. So
Sure, Gil, you bought Escalade.
But I get both points.
You bought Escalade your rookie year. Did you ever consider putting Lamborghini doors on them?
No.
Okay.
I bought an Escalade, right? I bought an Escalade, not because Big Timers was on. I bought an Escalade because Jason Richards and Troy Murphy said, yo, let's go get some Escalades.
That's a great conversation to have.
I mean, that's just...
Okay. But we're talking about influence.
But that's why I said I got what he was saying because, yes, just cultural, but our culture is basketball. So, you know, that's what we look at.
But
people who want to be rappers.
When you say our, who are you speaking for?
I gotta speak for you too.
You can't, because my culture came from hip hop.
That's it, just hip hop. No,
hip hop. I played all sports.
Hip hop and hoops culture though very much intertwined.
I played saving him.
Sports.
I'm not saying.
Stop saving him from what he said already.
Truth is the truth.
Stop saving him from
truth is the truth.
Are you trying to tell me that hip hop and hoops culture is not?
You're speaking in general. I'm not speaking in general anymore. I'm speaking for.
Truth is the truth, bro.
Can you ask me? I'm gonna ask you a question.
No basketball player?
Answer it.
I'm a host, but I'll answer it.
Answer it.
I will step outside of my merely hosting.
Anything that he said influenced him just period in life. Life. That means everything. Did it come from rappers or did it come from basketball?
That sounds like a question.
Exactly. How the fuck
I'm
can he
asking you
answer? How the fuck can he answer a question about my life?
Because he's been sitting here.
What the fuck are you talking about, Gilbert? You can only ask me. I can only give you that answer.
Oh, okay. Let's try this again.
You don't want to ask me because I'm not going to give you the answer you want.
Let's try it again.
That's why.
No. Let's try it again.
He want me to say what he want. You can't tell me about my life.
Hold on. No.
What the fuck kind of shit is that? Hey, Josiah, tell Rashad that he's wrong about who influenced him in his life.
Okay, let's try it again. Since you've been sitting on this couch.
Since I've been sitting on this couch.
Anything that has to do with his life, what has came out his mouth?
Yeah, we are a basketball show. So we talk a lot about the influence
And I have no idea. Just say I have no idea. I don't remember. We talk about a lot of shit. Trump his ass just to get us to move on.
I just want to ask, what has came out his mouth? Is all I'm asking. The shit that comes out your mouth.
You don't like nothing I say.
Oh, I wanted the presidential suites. I wanted this car. I never heard Jay-Z in my life.
I never said I wanted this car, that car because of a teammate, Gilbert. I bought cars nobody even had when I was in the league, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Nobody had the whip that I had.
What car is that?
Nigga, I had the 645. BMW had just came out. Nobody had it.
645. He had the
Drop top. Cranberry.
645
Cranberry with the cream guts, and I had the spinners on it.
645.
And then I got the Range Rover Sport because when it first came out, it got it.
Woo!
Cranberry
Range Rover Sport. Who was driving the Range Rover Sport?
Woo.
Huh? Girls.
I got one. It don't matter who was driving it, nigga. I got it when it came out.
7.
I changed it out. I changed it out though because it was too small.
He had
it was too small. I went.
Because it was a girl car.
Then I got
because the work. Where'd you get the work from?
CL63.
CL63.
All white.
Another NBA car.
Ooh.
Have you noticed every car he names is NBA car?
White is my joint.
Cocaine white.
But
every car he names is an NBA car.
Nobody had it. Nobody had it.
Who had it first?
Nobody had it.
All right, listen. Who cars was those again?
No, those are NBA.
All NBA cars.
No. They're not NBA.
He had a 645. He had a 645.
They are expensive cars.
They're cars. But ain't nobody influencing me to go get them.
I know it wasn't
ain't no
a rapper.
teammate. I'm not looking at no teammate on my team
It wasn't a
because no one had it. No one had it.
It wasn't a rapper.
No one on my team.
It wasn't
pulled
a
up
rapper car.
It was mine then.
It wasn't
I was
a rapper car.
I was a rapper.
NBA car.
I'm a rapper.
He got a
I pulled
645
up.
with the spinner.
Hey, if
I had
I'm a
a
rapper,
745 with
I'm
the
a
spinner.
rapper.
Up your shit
I'm
up,
a rapper.
boy. Talking about I had a 645. Nobody had. I know I had the 745.
So what?
7.
Why I got to be about you
I'm
now?
just saying.
Now you want to talk about you?
I'm just saying.
See what you're doing?
It's an
See what you're
NBA
doing?
car.
Take that out of there, Gilbert. Take that, man. Don't do that.
Stop
Don't
trying
do
to-
that. Why you always gotta make it
No,
about
I'm just
you?
saying, stop
Why
it.
you want to make it about me, then you want to make it about you. All of a sudden, it wasn't
How about when I'm trying to prove a point, you go over me?
So much competition with me.
Go. I'll let you go.
I can't help it.
Don't time out. I'll let you go.
I'm calling text on both you.
Now here we go. Now
I'm
here we go.
calling double
Hold on.
text.
No, how about this?
Double text.
I'm ready to transition.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm ready to transition.
Can I ask? Name me the rapper that you seen had the 645 car. Go. Now you can go on because he can't name one because he seeded from another player. Now go. Thank you.
So you telling me
double
who I've
text.
seen it.
That's
Double
what you seen
text.
it. You
Double
seen the
text,
645 in the summer.
So who
and
I
you
seen
caught
it?
one.
So who was the player?
It don't matter.
Who was the player?
Everybody
Who
had
was the player?
645,
Who was the
745
player?
in the summer.
You didn't
And
have it?
04. I had the 745.
Exactly. So it wasn't you.
And I seen Chris.
So
Mills
it
with
wasn't you.
I know. I'm just saying.
So who was it?
Name the rapper. Name the rapper.
I don't.
I know
I don't
you
have a
don't.
rapper. No.
Point proven. Because you wasn't paying attention to rappers
I wasn't.
driving.
I
Because we didn't
wasn't.
see them driving cars
I wasn't.
in music videos
I
like
wasn't.
that. God damn.
Oh, okay.
Huh? Did you go buy your boat because Puffy was riding a boat in the ocean? No,
I
because
did
that
rent one.
wasn't it.
I did rent
Jesus
one.
Christ.
I did rent one because of the big
Stop
big
already.
pimping video.
Stop
Not for
already.
nothing, never happened. I'll be forever
damn.
rapping. Hardcore assassin. I got no
crazy.
passion. I got no patience, and I hate waiting.
Sounds
Ho,
great.
get your ass in.
Sounds
and
great.
let's rock, rock,
If you
rock,
sing
rock,
anymore,
rock,
if you sing anymore, we're gonna get in trouble.
He ain't no hip hop nigga. He ain't no hip hop nigga. So he don't know that shit.
Yeah, we all hip hop dudes, but we
Let's
both
go.
said the same thing.
Let's talk about influence.
We
though.
got
So,
around our teammates, we bought it.
Let's talk about influence. Let's talk
Fucking
about influence.
rapper.
Spirited Down,
But
Gills
can't
being
name
presented
one
by
rapper.
Underdog Fantasy. All right, let's talk about influence. For their 30th anniversary, they
Obviously, Influence is a rapper from him.
Because I'm a rapper.
All of a sudden.
I influence myself.
For their 30th anniversary, the iconic Slam magazine is doing a countdown of the 30 most influential basketball players that have defined their 30 years. So let's take a look at number 26.
Which one am I? Where am I at?
We're going to talk to Slam, Gil, figure it out. But at 26, got the one and only legend from Queens. Skip to my Lou. Also known as Ray for Alston, his government name.
That's the magazine, baby!
With only 10 high school games played and entering his first season at Fresno State after going the JUCO route, Slam called him the best point guard in the world you've never heard of. He was a legend before, and he's been a legend ever since. So we had the professor on the show last week, talked a little bit about Skip's impact, but I want to hit all of you as Hoopers. We're talking about influence, talking about the game of basketball. How influential was Skip to the culture of basketball?
I ran and bought that same magazine. I bought that one right there, took it home to my dad and said, yo, this is the best point guard in the world. You've never seen him before. Right? This is the best point guard ever in the world. And then I remember going to, it was the following year, went to UCLA to play at the runs, and he was there. He was there, and I was like all in awe. And I got on the court, he came down. To me, he did some skip to my list shit. To me, he did some of the shit that I read in the magazine. So to me, if I had to replay what he did, he probably put that shit between his arm and then rolled down and passed. I don't know what he did, but I can tell you this. All I know, I was taking the ball out of bounds. So he did something, I turned around, like, damn, woo! Told my dad, hey, he's the real deal.
Skip feels like one of the first real rock stars for our generation. I obviously remember getting the N1 mixtape. Gil had a similar story. I used to play in the Joe Weekly Run Shooting Dunk League, similar to the Drew League, but at Crenshaw High School. So my brother's high school teammate, Tremaine Folks, played at Fresno State with Skip. So that whole crew came down there. We're probably like 16, 17-year-olds having to play against them. They busted our ass, but just seeing him on the court, just the aura he had around himself and playing a more structured, organized game. Didn't really do the Skip shit, but we all knew who Skip to my Lou was. So Rashad, when you talk about Skip and his cultural influence, what influence did Skip have on the game of basketball?
His transition from street ball to pro. I think just to show that you can be a street ball legend and then be able to transition to that point guard that ended up, playing for Houston and Jersey and all those other teams, that he showed that it's possible. The possibility of, coming from nothing, given the opportunity, you can make it.
For Brendan, true PG on the couch. Obviously a little younger than us, but what influence did Skip have on the culture of basketball?
I mean, like I always say, man, when I was 11 years old, I saw Skip to my Lou on the M1 mixtape, man. Him coming down, skipping and doing like that, throwing the ball between his legs, passing. And I was just like, I think I practiced that move like every day. So just him and being able to get to the league and have a great career too. Got paid everything. So when it comes to street basketball, I mean, he's like the ultimate. Like he's number one.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if we'll see another one come from street ball and make it.
Yeah. Even just hearing his story, right? Only played like 10 games in high school. Was getting into some shit. I think went to either Ventura Community College or Fresno Community College or both before latching on Fresno State. But even that Fresno State team led by Tark and just kind of like, they're, for those who've been to Fresno, interesting place in Central California, but to have Fresno rocking like that, I think they had the show on Fox Sports, if I'm not mistaken, with Chris Herron and all the other stuff going on. So even like that squad and what that meant to the game of basketball. Yeah, what happened?
Something happened.
Nothing, man.
I heard the bubble go.
What?
I heard I heard it, Gil.
Let it go.
Oh,
man.
Lord. We can't never get along. Black History Month. We were talking about Ray for office and Skip to my.
I already did my thing. I already said it.
Okay. Did you watch those Fresno State teams?
No. I wasn't watching college basketball then. I didn't know nothing. I just seen the magazine. I was in Slam Magazine. I was just watching the Slam magazines, bro.
And you didn't watch those teams play?
No, never. I mean, no.
Squads.
I can't tell you what, I mean, Arizona, just the shoes when they had the pennies.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mike Bibby in the Natty game, right?
And then Chris Webber with the timeout. That's really most of fucking college basketball, bro. When you're a kid, you're not really watching college. You're watching the pros.
You're watching college around March Madness, though.
You are?
For sure.
Yeah, the tournament. Yeah, everybody's watching the tournament.
Yeah, I didn't.
No?
Yeah, you weren't watching the
man. Back then, man, when Jason
speak for everybody, man.
I'm about to say back then when North Carolina, Jay Will and them was that dude. You wasn't watching them.
Come on, man.
Woo.
Yeah, I didn't.
Jay Will and them.
College basketball enthusiasts.
Yeah, I'm about to say watching y'all like that shit was.
You had to see what your competition was. Who them niggas is killing?
Especially March Madness.
These the next niggas.
I watch NBA.
K Martin, Cincinnati, that crew. I'm just saying, like.
Yes.
There were
Melvin Lever, the helicopter.
First of all, he was in during them years.
No, I was still in high school for K Martin, that crew. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you would have been, because I was a freshman.
We should have been the same grade.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
But no, you wanted to move ahead.
Yeah, I was a freshman. Yeah, you're right.
Appreciate you. My daily news coverage.
Shit, I didn't even watch college basketball when I was in college.
A little harder to do then, obviously.
Shit. Like I said, you gotta watch your competition.
For sure. But shout out to Slam. Mr. B also named in that 30 most influential players that define Slam magazine.
Oh, for real? It came out?
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, shit, nah.
We'll talk about it at a later date, but another spirited episode of Gil's Arena. We got one more segment left to celebrate us being deep in the midst of Black History Month. And as always, they may disagree on certain topics, but as soon as these cameras turn off, everybody's laughing, giggling, being friends with each other.
Y'all be making it seem like there's issues.
Y'all be making it seem like...
No, y'all trying to get me involved. I just want to host. I'm merely a host, as I've told you. No,
I love it. I love when y'all argue. That shit start my week.
I know it do.
Start my week.
It's like, I mean, I'm a basketball...
I'm a crazy nigga.
I'm a basketball player.
Always emotional and whoa, all this shit. Y'all paint this narrative of a nigga, but it's okay.
I'm a basketball player.
I still say what's up to niggas in the street.
I influence him.
What's up, my nigga? How y'all doing? Y'all
All
good?
embraced by the culture.
Appreciate y'all.
I influence him because I'm a basketball player.
Hip hop, basketball.
Cool, what's up, man? That's why I hang with all the rappers. That's what they know me.
Every
the rappers know you?
Yeah, the rappers know me.
Every hooper thinks they can rap. Every rapper thinks they can hoop.
Me.
Hey, because there was this rapper that I remember. There was this rapper back in the day that like he used to like perform, bro. Like he was a good rapper. His name was like I think Sonny Black. Sonny was doing it like Sonny Black.
Bars.
Yeah, he had bars too. And I remember he wore my jersey because they was like, yo, I influence rappers to wear my jersey.
It was the only jersey I had.
Wait, what? Wait, we got a picture of that?
Got a picture of Sonny Black?
Because I had got rid of all the other ones. It was like, I gotta wear this one. I didn't want to just wear a tank.
Wait, you Sonny Black? Can anybody got the pictures? Anybody got the picture of Sonny Black? Can somebody pull up Sonny Black right here? You know,
that face, bro.
You hear it? Somehow we make it about Gil.
I'm just saying.
Somehow we circle back around and make it about Gil.
No, I'm just saying, like, because, you know, when you saying, you know, the rappers,
he's not even a superstar.
I'm just saying, you know, the rapper's influence, and I'm just trying to figure out why this rapper Sonny Black got basketball shit on if he's a rapper.
Because I'm a basketball player. What the fuck? I'm a basketball player that rap. Why wouldn't I show love to my hoopers?
Exactly.
I gotta see it.
You gotta do something.
Why wouldn't I play?
He was in there spitting and shit.
That's just like when I'm hanging with Lil Wayne and he had on a Kobe Bryant jersey performing a Kobe Bryant song.
While we secure that piece of information,
what color jersey was it?
Do we have the first MostlyFans video ready to go?
Sonny Black, there go my dude. What's happening? Sonny Black. I need the album. And I ain't gonna lie, you was spitting bars though.
What you mean? Am I gonna lie?
I'm not gonna lie, you was spitting bars.
Bars?
You was spitting bars.
Yo, no, he just spit some bars the other day.
I know, he
on his
bars. My guy Sonny Black, right there.
But just let me know y'all want to make it about me. Shit, I could give y'all some more shit. I got a lot of shit y'all can put up there.
Sonny Black. Sonny Black.
Yeah, if we gonna promote me, you gotta put the King, because that ain't the name. It's King Sonny Black.
King
That's
Sonny
why
Black.
I got the crown.
King Sonny Black.
Yeah, do it right.
All right, let's get into MostlyFans, presented by Underdog Fantasy.
What's up?
If you have not done so already, download the app, use promo code GIL. They will match your first deposit up to $100. As always, you can send us videos at mostlyfansgil@gmail.com for a chance to get a $100 bonus. It never ends with you. Can't never just get through a clean read. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a great week, man.
It's always a great week. What you mean?
Super Bowl.
Shit.
Super Bowl. Ooh. Get us a suite, Mr. B. 2.5 million. You got it.
2.5 million
to watch a game.
To watch a game. Did y'all see who was that? The family.
Christian McCaffrey's.
Christian McCaffrey family talking about what?
We're gonna chat about it.
Like
the amount of bread that it takes to get to the game. But our first question is from MostlyFans user Ronaldo9.
Hey guys, quick question. Why the older generation of players hate on the younger generation of players? Is it because of the big contract / the money, or because they wasn't that talented?
So why did the older generation hate on the younger generation? I think that's more just universal. Old niggas love to hate.
No, it's like I would be hating if I said you need to take that beanie off with that suit on and it's 90 degrees outside. That would be hating. He'd be like, well, this is fashion. You hating on me because this is fashion. Nigga. These niggas be, what you talking about, man? Leave me alone. Go ahead, y'all answer that.
I just think just in life, like I don't think OGs or like a lot of us weren't taught. You know, like a lot of our OGs wasn't taught to, you know, be able to help, or they, you know, just don't know. So I don't really think it's hate. I just think it just comes from a place of their OGs or whoever was bringing them up didn't show them the type of love.
That's just life. I mean, just life. The older people think that, you know, the younger one is weaker than them, and you know, like back, you know, when your parents used to say, well, back in my day, this is the way I, you know what I mean? So it's more of, because they are considered wiser and smarter, that what we're doing is somehow invalid to who they are today, versus when you were the same age, technically, I'm in front of you. But, you know, most of us are thinking from where we are now with a new thought process.
Yeah.
So we always look back and say, well, you know, like if you think rap, this generation or the generation before hates this one. But if you think about it, the generation before them hates them.
Yeah.
The generation before them hates them. You know, J Max the
It's
Flex.
an endless cycle.
You know what I mean? Hip hop, the hippie. Now, that generation, what do you think they think about the generation before them when they was talking about drugs and stuff? Like, where's the happy music at? Right? So it's just how it moves. It's because, you know, the older guys are now looking from a whole different experience of, you know, different values of what they.
For sure.
You know, like Jay-Z and them sold drugs, right? Right? They sold drugs. That was the thing, right? Popping. I'm selling drugs. It was great to be a drug dealer. But in reality, if you sold drugs, think about that generation. Those generational people have kids. So the years y'all was selling drugs, those kids would be what now? 18, 19, 20, 21 to those parents.
Yeah.
And they talking about doing drugs. So, right? Woo! So this is your product anyway. So I gave it to you. I gave it to y'all parents.
Yep.
So y'all the crackheads.
I used to sell
Crack
it to your
babies.
I sell it to your dad.
Crack babies.
They're the crack babies.
So we talk about haters, but let's talk about somebody who always shows love. I feel like Allen Iverson should be the standard of being an old dude. Gives love to everybody. You know, the varying amount of daps and hugs will let you know how much he loves you. But everybody's getting at least one dap, one hug. I saw him with John Moran a couple years ago at the Iverson Classic in Memphis. I think it was like 10 dap hugs.
No, that's him.
What?
That's him.
But 10 dap, I don't know what counting.
He might cry.
5 minimum, yeah.
5 minutes, you know, 5 minutes, but 10 is like,
And he'll shed a tear.
Frank,
love you, boy.
Love you.
Near
Love you,
tears,
boy.
near tears. But it was like, damn. It let me know I need to stop being a hater, get my life together. But we got one more question. It's from MostlyFan user Daddy MC. You can't hear me saying these type of names on the show.
Yeah, you can. Daddy MC.
Y'all got to pick better names.
Like delicious.
So this is a, I ain't calling no grown man.
I calling him grown man delicious.
So, who is the greatest Michael Mike ever between Jordan, Tyson, Phelps, and Jackson? I see how you snuck Michael Phelps in there, but.
Wait, I'm going basketball. I'm going Michael.
Michael Jordan.
I'm going Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Michael Jordan. All Michael did was just gamble. Everybody else got some fucked up shit with him.
Michael Jackson for sure.
Nah.
Michael Jackson, the greatest Michael ever?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. There's not even a question. 5 years old. ABC 1, 2, 3.
Getting it. Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Had a bubble.
Never land.
Never land.
Never land. You got your own amusement park, nigga?
Nigga did have his own, yeah. He was.
Yeah, but what Mike created for basketball though is different.
Moonwalk.
Like I mean, there's a lot of great artists.
Did he make a moonwalk?
No, but he made a logo. I mean, he made a lot of shit.
Was he fucking with Diana Ross and Princess Diana?
I mean, well, we don't know who.
I mean, Michael Jordan, probably.
I mean, probably. We don't know who Michael was.
And then he called the song Dirty Diana. I don't know which one of you bitches did this to me, but.
Listen.
Holy Lord. Oh, it is Black History Month. So let's just read the accolades. Jordan, 6-time NBA champ, 6-time Finals MVP, 10-time scoring champ. Mike Tyson, youngest heavyweight champ all time at 20 years old. Phelps, 28 Olympic medals, 23 gold.
I'm pretty sure he ranks last. Yeah. I'm just culture. I mean, just culture-wise, I'm just saying he's gonna rank last. I'm pretty sure in the swimming community, he's number one.
He's that nigga.
Yeah.
He's
I'm just saying. You know what I mean, I'm just gonna throw it on a limb.
And Michael Jackson, most consecutive week, the #1 album in the country, 37 weeks. I gotta watch that. Y'all seen that We Are the World joint?
I breezed by yesterday.
You know why I don't want to watch that? Because, in a sense, these probably generational, probably the greatest singers of all time, and they put their egos aside to make this beautiful song. And you look at now, it's like, how come y'all can't
do the same shit?
Do that, yeah.
Like, what makes you guys better, besides just, that's it. You know what I mean? That's the standard. Like, there should have been someone, wasn't Usher?
Trying to do something like that?
No. I don't know if it was We Are the World, but there was this thing where Usher was like a little kid. It was like Tevin Campbell, Usher, all of them doing a song together. They were all like doing some type of harmony, but all of them was in it. I was like, someone needs to put it together again where all these musicians actually do something for just life itself.
For sure.
But who? Who we gonna pick? That's the thing.
I mean, shit.
But back then, we actually.
How many singers was it?
No, back then it was real musicianship. Back then, like the type of names that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like they was in the studio. They all played an instrument, and they was either.
You had Lionel Richie and Michael who wrote the track.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm sure they were looking around and like.
Stevie Wonder came in. They couldn't get it a hold of Stevie. Stevie, where you at?
Some of you niggas don't need to be singing this shit.
Yeah, Michael was looking at that girl like. The Michael shade in there was sick. Michael was like,
I ain't say none of that.
Oh,
you're trash.
Oh.
Bubbles. Bring bubbles.
He said, but if you just believe.
And Michael said, park it.
Michael was like, man, park that shit, bro. I'm glad I'm over here.
See how we all brought it back together, tied a nice bow on it. Do you have any final thoughts before we leave the people for today? I see you out here.
No, I was just trying to look at that video that I seen it once. It was like Luther Vandross. It was like
that video is funny.
Black Men Unite.
That might have been it.
95? Was that
Black
it?
Men United, I think that's it.
Was it? It was.
Don't play any audio.
That was the Million Man March.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Black. Okay, so Black. There was something called Black Men Unite, and it had all of them.
Yep, that was it.
Okay.
Can we do like a 10 hoop?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's like, you know what I mean? When you're talking about artistry, right? They all put their egos aside to do something that's great just for the generation to remember, and you know.
I love how we all put our egos aside to bring everybody their favorite basketball show, Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy, every single day. Come together as a family collective.
Why not?
May have differences of opinion, but at the end of the day, everybody's opinion deserves to be heard.
It's locker room talk, man.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
I ended up in college.
All this thing was gonna do was take it right to the court and bust your ass down, nigga.
And always talking about you can't guard me one-on-one.
Right.
We just talking about music.
That's it, man.
Sean, you got
yeah, man. Just finished the fourth EP, you know what I'm saying, of the book challenge.
Then she met me.
And then she met me.
Ooh, what work you took?
Hey, around the world.
I'm reading that.
Yeah, nigga traveling around the world.
Then she
I'm
met
traveling
me.
around the world, still in work. It'll go around the world.
Then she met
around
me.
the world, chapter 1. Miami.
Ladies and
Chapter 2.
Ladies and gentlemen.
China.
Leave that book here, boy. Leave that book here. I gotta read this.
This has been another episode of Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa!